Hey, everybody. Chris, I sent you the link, but I'm going to put it in the private chat anyway. In the private chat. In this fucking chat that we got going on right here. So, beginning of the show, I'm going to say I don't allow anybody hopping up with political reasons, thoughts, anything. Anybody being mean or being very rude, you will be kicked off and blocked for a bit. Not blocked, but like knocked off, and you won't be able to hop up on panel for like a while until you prove yourself in the chat. Anybody that's being mean to other people or being kind of over, how do I say it? Like over rude, we'll say, like overpowering with different like conversations, then yeah, it's gonna be people gonna be, bumped off for a bit. But we're gonna hang out here. This is supposed to be fun. That's how my channel is supposed to be. It's gonna be fun and everything. So let's welcome Chris. I'll wait for everybody else to hop up from JVs.
And how are we doing this evening, Carla?
What?
I said, how are we doing this evening?
Oh, we're doing good. I'm just kind of buzzed.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yep. How you been? You're not in your car.
No, I'm in my truck.
Oh, your truck. Okay, yeah, it's dark. All right, let's go through the... I'm being an ass here. We got Edgar. And, of course, we got Chris. How you doing, Chris?
Yeah, I screwed up.
How'd you screw up? So we got Edgar and Chris saying hi to me. Hey, Kimberly. I have a
Bigfoot, that's a new one.
Yeah, right.
Damn, just when you thought you heard them all.
Hey, Sparkle, you're more than welcome to come up here, honey. Now look at this guy. Looks like a foot. Aren't you with the fucking barbecue guys in Texas? Blake and everybody?
Who, me?
No, Madwood. I think he isn't he? Or is that Kent I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Kent. Lep went over to Texas. I guess they're doing like a barbecue cook-off or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, really?
The hell? Fucking cat.
Hey, Edgar, again.
Oh, okay, so you weren't there. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of Kent then. Sorry, Terry. So how are things been going?
Just, I guess I'm just tolerable, I reckon. Had nobody threatened me with a killing lately, and I hadn't had to kill anybody, so I guess everything's all right.
Well, that's a good thing. Oh, shit, where's my cigarettes? I'm putting across the street. Ouch. Oh, no, they're right here. This guy's gonna burn a fucking thing in my damn pot. My husband's got water just boiling on the stove, and I have a bad feeling he's gonna burn a ring in my pot. I'm gonna shut it off. Come on.
Did nobody follow you over from JV's?
Well, Sparkle did.
I did.
Hey, Sparkle.
What are they doing over there?
What?
What are they doing over there?
Good.
Are they still there talking about what I told them?
Talk about what you told them. I'm sorry.
Were you there about when I talked about the cat litter box?
Oh, you know what? I came in after when you were at the end of talking about it, so I didn't know what that was about. I was taking care of Tom, and I didn't have the phone with me.
How's he
But
doing?
how did that all start anyway? What was that?
I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay.
How's,
Because I got
how's he
people
doing,
watching this
Sparkle?
one.
He's doing better. The incision is starting to close up a little, so the packing, instead of since yesterday, it went from a 3 centimeter depth to a 1.5.
Well, it sounds like he's healing at a good pace. That's good.
Yes. And he has type 2 diabetes, so it's kind of like, wounds are a whole other matter, as you probably know.
Harder to heal.
So it's different, but I've been packing them, and I've gotten him a little stoned before happening. I mean, he might have smoked back in the 60s, 70s, but never since then. And I make this honey with the THC that is really strong.
Atta
And
girl.
so of course, a teaspoon, and he wasn't feeling anything. So yeah, he's doing better. Thank you.
Glad to hear it, really and truly. So
Yeah, I mean, he
Okay.
was the one that always did the errands, the shopping, the cooking. Ever since I've had some leg issues and stuff, and bursitis and whatnot, and for long periods of time. So, he does most of the cooking. Now he will consult me on what I think or what spices should be added, but he basically, so now I'm doing it. So it's like, it feels like a long day.
well, I can well imagine.
But you know what? It's what we do for each other, and that's
Sparkle.
what matters.
And that's
Edgar
what you're
said
supposed to do for each other. So, and that's the problem with a lot of couples nowadays. They won't do for each other
Yeah.
unless it's in the bedroom.
He's taken care of me many times after my knee surgery, and other times, I mean, I have no complaints. We work as a team, and at 72 years old, it's important. It's important. Yeah. Anyway, Carla, what did you start to say to me?
Oh, Edgar had something.
I think you was talking about the cat litter, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, okay. No, she said she'd tell me later, but
Yeah.
anyway. Okay.
Because I have certain people watching this channel.
Right. Well, I can go back and look at the chat.
Yeah.
Go back and look at it.
I'm going to look at the live. It was the ending part.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
When did you have surgery? I think I've seen it on your Facebook page.
July 5th, I had knee replacement.
Damn, that was my dad's birthday.
And it's still painful, but I can bend it past 90 degrees. And, I'm lucky. I saw him last week. He said I was doing great. And, but some of those twinges and pains too are from the fibromyalgia. So
Yeah.
I have to kind of give it a fair value, and, but he said it's doing great. So that's all I care about.
So, and I understand that because I'm riddled with arthritis, bursitis,
Okay, Jules.
But that just shows you busted your ass your whole life.
Yeah. And,
Why does my
as
thing
a
say
nurse,
Sunday
I was
fun?
on my feet and, everything else. And for, 10 years, well, up till the age of 43, I was single. So I did everything myself, lifting and this and that and building.
Oh, I
Right.
still do that. I still do that.
So, and then 10 years after my first husband passed. So I got used to doing stuff myself to the detriment of my bod, you know. But yeah,
I'm right there with you, sister.
yeah, you know, it's just Tom says, "Well, honey, we were never this old before."
That's a very good point.
Yeah, yeah.
I
But
often, I,
who
I
knew?
often,
I really didn't expect to feel physically, you know, like my age. I mean, you know, mentally, or I should say attitudinally, much younger.
well, I mean, if you're going by mentally, hell, I ain't but 18, so
There you go. There you
because
go.
I'm constantly doing shit my body's reminding me that I can't do anymore. So,
I know the feeling. I do know the feeling on that one. So, Carla, what you up to?
Nothing.
Nothing. She said nothing.
Just trying to. I'm just trying to like run it because I can't drink in the house. Because my husband is on what Chris went through, and he's like 91 days sober. So it's like he wants me to stop drinking, and I'm not, because I only drink on weekends and I only have a certain amount that I drink.
Right.
So I have to run across. That's why when you guys saw me tonight, I said I'll be right back. I ran across the street to have a beer.
well,
Get some
you know,
sparkling cider. Get some sparkling cider, the rosé or the other, and have it on hand, and every other glass do that and say, "This is sparkling cider."
True. And also I have my vodka. Was it Thursday? I was sitting here on Blake's channel. I had my vodka sitting there. I saw my vodka here. It's underneath the sink. And he wasn't home. So I had a couple of drinks here at home without him, here. But I have my beer across the street from my neighbor's house. So I go over there, try to down a beer, and then I come back over here. That's what I've been doing. And I hate it. But
yeah, no.
I'm going to my stepdad's house tomorrow, and I'm going to be drinking over there, so I'll be fine.
Well, if he's really trying to give it up, and it is a problem, the last thing in the world he needs is to see you doing it, or
That's
for
why
that
I'm
matter,
not doing it.
smelling it on your breath. So,
Well, I've been taking mints. I've been taking mints and putting it in my mouth and everything else, and I stay away from him. I've been doing that.
Well, you got to
Because
do what you got to
it's
do. Honey.
exactly. It just seems he thinks I'm an alcoholic, and the thing is, why he thinks that is because I don't drink during the week. I've always sat here and said I will never, because my parents were alcoholics. My mom and my dad was. They were full blown alcoholics. My mom still is. She won't stop drinking. My dad never stopped drinking. He would wake up with a 6-pack, go to bed with a 6-pack. Hold on 1 second. The cat's trying to get on my son's bedroom. Hold on.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
So he's like, oh, he calls me an alcoholic. He says you should quit drinking. I'm like, dude, I only do it to, just to have fun. I don't do it because to escape from reality or nothing. I already know if I drink, the next day I get up, there's gonna be the same problems. I already know this stuff. I do know this, but I do it just to relax, because I don't do nothing else. I don't go nowhere. I don't do nothing. I have nothing to look forward to. I get up with the kids. I go to bed with the kids. I take care of the kids. I do it all. I clean the house. I cook. I try to do my YouTube. I do a lot. So I think I deserve a couple of drinks. And I stop myself at a certain limit. Because I know if I want to say, hey, I want to wake up tomorrow feeling sober, okay, I'll stop myself after 6 beers. I don't want to wake up feeling like garbage. I don't want to do that.
As long as you know what you're convicted to and that you are following through that, you are not responsible for how he's reacting.
Exactly.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And if you have to keep reminding him, fine. But the point is, here's my truth. This is what I'm doing. Leave me alone.
It's like he wants to change everybody. My mom's an alcoholic. He told my mom one day, he goes, she goes, He's like, you need to go AA with me. My mom got upset about that because she's an alcoholic. She went, here's the thing. She had, we were living in my parents' old house at the time. She had one day she woke up, she had a real bad nosebleed. I mean, it was bad. So we had to take her to the hospital. Well, they did tests on her, kidney, everything. Her tests were they passed, is what they did. They said that her liver's good, everything's good. But the doctor said if she quit drinking cold turkey, it could kill her. That's what the doctor said, because she's been drinking since she was 15. 15. She's been drinking.
Wow.
Well, Carla, just understand part of drying out is a lot of lashing out at everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
he hasn't done that.
Well, I mean, it's young yet. You said 98 days. He's
91,
just getting,
I think.
He's just getting started.
Yeah.
So, it'll get worse before it gets better. And I'm not trying to discourage you or anything. I've been through it. So,
yeah.
No, I understand that.
so, but just keep in mind, eventually it will get better.
Oh, yeah, I know. And the thing is, what worries me is that my mom drinks. We can't have parties no more because my stepdad drinks, and they're not going to stop for him. They're not going to. They already said that they're not going to stop for him. So
well, if he's serious about it, he needs to stay away from them.
That's what he's going to do. He's going to have to do it. But I can't stay away from my parents. Those are my parents. I can't do it. He's got to respect it.
Well, he doesn't have to be with you when you go see him, right?
No, he's not going to go. He won't go.
So, there's no problem there. Shouldn't be.
But I know in time, like how you have been 36 years?
Yeah.
I know in time that he'll end up have to be around people that do drink.
Well, it doesn't bother me.
Has a different timeline.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me anymore, and it hasn't in a long time, but
yeah,
it took a long time for me to get to that point.
Yes, it's going to take him a long time too. But the thing is, I didn't think he was an alcoholic, because here's the funny thing. He only drank on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays and Sundays, like I did. And the only thing he drank was Jack Daniels. But it was getting to the point where he was drinking it, but he would wake up sober. It was not getting him drunk. Mm-hmm. Now, I stopped. I don't drink every Thursday anymore.
Hell, I used to drink myself sober all the time.
Yeah. Now, the only time I did that when I was in Vegas. It's the only time I did that. I've never done that at home, this is the only time I did that in Vegas. And that was when I was 21. That's the only time I did it. But, I mean, he's got to kind of understand people that do drink, they're not going to. And I know it is because from a person that is not an alcoholic to people that are different mindsets. I get that. And it's hard.
Uh-oh, Mick's here.
Uh-oh, here we go. What's he got to say?
Oh, Mick.
Mick is funny.
He is.
He is. But I have a feeling, because of that comment, that he's extremely drunk right now.
Well, it's a good possibility. So, Angie was on, I think it was yesterday morning, and I got on with him for a little while, and Mick was up there, and BC, and we was doing music trivia.
Yeah.
I think it was BC's channel, because he was talking about that earlier in JB's.
But did she, okay, so what happened? When did she have the back spasms?
Okay, yesterday what happened was we were on Blake went private. She hopped up on the private. And what happened was she was laying there kind of like this. And I go, Angie, what's going on? She's like, I did something to my back. I'm like, well, what did you, me and Jules were like, what did you do?
That must have happened after I left.
It must have. She's like, I didn't move. I didn't do nothing. She's like, it just started. And then Jules is asking a bunch of questions. Thrash was, and I was. And I guess it started hurting her in her front of her body and her back. I guess right above her, right around her belly button. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But that's what she said, something about her belly button. And she said that she had her leg up, both her legs up, or one of her legs up. She said she couldn't move her leg hurt. And then we told her to call Tom. And I guess not Tom, Mike. I'm sorry. Called Mike, and I guess that she called him to let him know, and he came like he said 20 minutes, but he came in 10 minutes and took her to the immediate care.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing I talked with her, I did message her before I went to bed. I go, how are things going? I guess she said that she got a CT scan. Let me double check.
It's about right, probably, especially for appendix.
Yeah, no, CAT scan.
Yeah, CT.
She did blood work and a CAT scan.
Mm-hmm.
And the last I told her, okay, let me know what it says. I said, love you, girl. She said, I love you too. And I texted her this morning, how are things going, sweetie? And she hasn't even read it or messaged me back.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know, because I was helping Tom, and I couldn't go on last night.
I didn't know that had happened. I mean, I was up with him yesterday on Blake's, and it must have happened after I left.
It was me, Blake, Thrash, and her. And we were in private.
Oh, okay. Y'all went private.
Let me know, Carla.
I will. She messages back.
In case she doesn't, want to message a lot of people, whatever.
Well, if she messages you, at least let me know.
I will.
I think she would message you first because you guys are a lot closer.
Because I didn't know what was going on. So I did message her. Once I heard, I said, hi, honey, how are you? What happened? And I haven't gotten a response back. So
and let Jules know too. Jules wants to know. So if us three, Jules, if she messages you or Thrash or we'll let us know.
I will for sure.
I will
for sure.
I hope she's all right.
Yep. And we said, we told her, she's like, I'm gonna hop off. I'm like, no, you stay right here, and we want to sit with you until he comes and gets you until you leave. We sat there with her.
Okay. Good.
Like I say, when she was up yesterday morning, she was about out of it there right when I left. Matter of fact, BC and me and BC both was telling her, look, you look tired, you need to lay down. And she's like, no, I'm fine. I got my second win. So,
well, she
I need to find a lighter. I'll be right back.
She has been doing a lot of weed, and I
don't keep you awake, makes you sleepy.
No. I'm saying, depending on what strain, whatever, plus her gummies, and it's possible that she was kind of loopy, and and then something happened. I don't know, but her laying back, tells me, just from the different times we've done FaceTime, she's on the couch and she's laying back, so who knows?
Well,
at that point,
it's real easy just to shift in your seat and throw you back out. I've done it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so, maybe that's what happened.
Skidding on the linoleum and then catching yourself back here on a counter. Been there. Yeah.
Or catching yourself in mid-trip and throwing you back out. You ever done that?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. But, yeah. So,
yeah, they're all fun scenarios. I really enjoyed every one of them.
Excuse me, I'm munching on a cracker.
Sweetie, you do your thing. So we all gotta have sustenance.
3 years ago, I was having problems with low back pain, and then these Charlie horses that go from my hip to my toes. And I'm getting them again. But anyway, so I was laying on the couch. I kept going from the bed to the couch, bed to the couch. And I thought, hell, I'm wasting my day. I'm wasting my night. I'm going to get up and just have a cup of coffee, turn on the TV. Well, somewhere between putting the coffee on and the ambulance coming, I had gone straight back on the tile floor. Apparently, a shot of pain, something took my breath away, and I went kerplunk flat out on the tile floor. Broke 3 vertebrae and slipped 2 discs.
Ouch.
And you know what? It wasn't fun, and it wasn't a fun recovery.
Oh, I'm
But
sure.
so you never know. I mean, it's like little things, big things, anything, is going to create a skeletal issue if you fall or twist or something.
Yeah, in 2020, I had 2 back surgeries a month apart from each other. So,
Help me. I want to avoid that like the plague, man.
Oh, yeah.
and of course, believe the horror stories because, it didn't do anything to make it worse.
Yeah, I've heard both sides of the spectrum.
Good point.
So.
Good point. Yeah. Hi, Jules.
Hi, babe. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm exhausted, but I'm here.
You look like you're tired.
How come?
Been a week.
Yeah.
Been a rough week, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the saga, dragged on through today.
So, but getting back to the back thing, I'll tell you one even worse than that. Back when I was still driving a big truck. I was at a truck stop one night. I stopped to get fuel. I went to climb down out of my truck, slipped backwards on the last step. When I come back, I didn't hit the pavement. I caught myself.
But the catching yourself,
I caught myself, and I mean, it just jerked my back out of whack, and I had 2,000 miles to go.
You'd have been better off if you'd have just fallen, probably.
Oh my gosh.
So, when you ain't lived till your back's bothering you and you're driving, 80,000 pound 18-wheel vehicle that don't ride like no Cadillac.
No. Oh my God.
When
the pain had to be horrible.
When I was packing up to move here to my daughter's, I was putting the last piece of luggage into my vehicle, which is a RAV4, and it was going up on top of some boxes that I had. And it was a heavy suitcase because I packed that thing as full as I could get it with whatever clothes I could get in there. And my shoulder and my arm are bad because I've broken my elbow and had surgery on that, and tore the rotator cuff and had surgery on that all within the last 2 years. 2 surgeries on the same arm. So my right arm, and I'm right-handed. So I was already compromised and tried to get that big old damned heavy suitcase up on them boxes in the top of the RAV there. And it was a little too heavy for my arm, and I fell backwards and I tried to catch it, and I slipped a disc in my back. Well, I herniated a disc in my back. It's different.
Hurts me just thinking about it.
Yep.
Yeah. So then I suffered from that for a couple months, and it started getting better, and I've fallen. I've taken some good falls since then. And the last one kind of did me in, and it started bothering me again.
Is that the one where your whole right side was all black and blue?
Yeah. Oh, you saw that?
Yeah, you showed it to us.
Yeah. I fell down the stairs here. There's like a bunch of stairs and they're hardwood, and I plump all the way down the stairs, and I had bruises all over the place. But no, the last one that hurt it's my hip. Like, my hips are so bad. I literally was going out to the garage, and there's only 1, 2, and then the garage, and I lost my balance because I realized I needed to turn the light on. So I reached back inside as I had one foot ready to step on the first step down. I go, oh, I need to turn the light on. So I reached back up inside to turn the light on. And I went whoop right on my keister.
Ugh.
Oh, that was, yeah. And so then my hips started hurting. So it's not the same. Like I had sciatica from it, but it's starting to get better. I think the last 2 days it's felt a little bit better. But
You know what I have
I
found?
get neuropathy from all this shit. Like my feet start going numb, my leg goes numb, and
Yeah.
it makes it difficult to keep your bearings and your footing, and it
Yes.
sucks. But
Getting old sucks.
it does, man.
So,
I
Can't
have
wait.
polyneuropathy, and it's
What
just
else?
so weird because things like hurt everywhere. You know, the stabs, the jabs, all that stuff, electricity, whatever. And but I got bursitis in both hips. And it's like, what hurts worse, the neuropathy or the hips? And you know, surprisingly enough, it was the hips because, well, yeah,
like
we're walking, we're laying on it, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Pain is no fun. And, you know, I'm getting old. I'm almost 60. And, you know, the hips are not good. And, you know, my feet are horrible. I've had so many broken bones in my feet. And
Ooh.
surgery on a foot. And,
You know what's really weird though?
yeah.
You think about, okay,
Fibro.
age and all that stuff, right? But
And
I
I'm
don't know
chubby.
about you. I don't know about you, but I always went with that whole thing. You know, someone says, "How old are you?" You know, well, attitudinally or chronologically. And chronologically, I know, you know, I'll be 72 next month. But you know, attitudinally,
you're
I'm
such
like in my 40s or something. I don't know.
Oh, it's your spirit. You have a very young fighting spirit, and you're vibrant and you're alive, and you have embraced life and you've lived it to the fullest, and that's awesome.
But
yeah, it's just coming back to catch up with you now. So
if people would just realize that all it takes is to make memories of those positive experiences, right? And then be joyful with that and feel what that feels like, and more people would be able to live like that who are in constant pain.
Right.
And you know, that would just be so cool.
It's hard to smile through how's the right way to put that? The grip of pain, I guess you could say.
Yes.
And when you deal with fibromyalgia and arthritis together, it's constant. It never stops.
Right.
Believe me, I get it. I mean, you know, for me, I've felt it for so long. It's just another day at the office. So
you can you know, try to shun it as much as you want, but sometimes
you're not going to get it all. So
no. The problem is if you keep falling, it just keeps getting worse because you keep falling.
Right. But you know what? It's like,
yeah, Terry,
I did a lot of seeing a psychologist after. I mean, I've had it for 40 years. So in the beginning, I was like,
I'm seeing double.
I feel like I got the flu all the time. Anyway, since then, and I think I would say about 20 years ago, I made the decision to choose some memories, okay, that I loved, and you know, think about them and feel what that joy felt like, and to then try to replace that joy from the pain. And you know, it does work for some people, but everybody has their limits to the point of what kind of pain they can tolerate.
Right. Everybody's got their different pain tolerance levels for sure.
Yeah.
Mine used to be up there. Like, I mean, I gave birth to my son, who was 9 pounds 6 ounces, without anything for pain.
Woo!
I did it natural. You know, I'm tough as nails. Like I'm grit. I'm iron. But man, sometimes this pain,
Yeah.
it will take me down. And they took away my Vicodin, so now I drink
I've,
beer.
I've
It's
got an
so
open script right now for opioids. All I got to
Yeah,
do
they
is
won't
make a
give
phone
you.
call.
That's almost impossible to do. Oh my God.
All I got to do is make a phone call. I can have all I want. I will not take
They
them.
build up. You can build up a tolerance to anything.
Well, I
Alcohol,
know too many people
pain
whose
meds.
lives that shit has destroyed. So I'm not going out that way. I'd rather suffer with it.
I didn't have any withdrawals when they cut me off cold turkey. And by the way, they're not supposed to do that. But
right.
they did,
Exactly.
because they were going through this whole cleanup thing where, oh, we got to clean this up because it's out on the streets because people
Yeah.
are getting it and selling it and blip, blip, blip.
Right.
So it ruined it for the people who really did need it and
Right.
didn't abuse it.
And
they
every
don't
month
sell
through
it.
my pain management,
What's up, Colin?
I get 5 milligram tablets, enough for one a day for 30 days. And, you know, I
take
parcel that
gabapentin.
out. I parcel it out until I can't stand it anymore. I've never gone above 5 milligrams. As much as I've been through pain management, I never went
Hey,
higher.
Colin, what's up, my brother?
I
I
mean,
miss
I
you.
think you're like, you know, wishing for it. But
Yeah.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm doing nothing. In the trade-off, I'm killing my liver. And that
That's my whole point.
And that I'm eating BCs. I'm eating BC powders like they're candy. So, you know,
and this is my regimen. I take a gabapentin, and I take 3 ibuprofen, 2 Tylenol,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
2 to 3 times a day. I'm supposed to take the gabapentin, like I think I take 4 a day or something.
Yeah, I eat 2 BCs
So I
every
end up
3
waking
hours.
up in the middle of the night because pain wakes me up, and
see,
my restless leg
gabapentin
syndrome
gave
wakes me
me
up because my meds were.
gabapentin gave me leg spasms. I couldn't take it.
Hi, Colin.
I couldn't
Yeah,
take it.
I already have I have restless leg syndrome, and I've suffered from that shortly after I got fibromyalgia, which was my daughter. My youngest was about, well, she wasn't even born yet when I started having symptoms, and I had her right before I turned 40, my youngest, and she's going to be 19 in May.
Been doing all right, Colin.
20
Jules,
years.
do you take any cholesterol medication?
Nope. My cholesterol's great, actually.
No, the only reason I was asking if you were on Lipitor,
Nope.
that's
Hey,
what
Colin!
made my restless leg start.
No. They had me on what's the
Colin,
one
hop
they
up
give
here. I would love to
Lyrica
see
for
you up
long
here.
time.
Come on up, Colin.
Hold on.
Yeah, Colin, you're missed, buddy. We miss you.
I was just asking about him yesterday. I was asking Angie if she'd heard from him.
He's been scarce lately.
I
think I've
texted
only
him the
seen
other
him
day.
once or twice in the last couple of months, if that.
Tom, stop showing your damn thing. Give me a second here.
All I know is pain meds
When you
serve
guys
a
saw
purpose
Double of
as
Me,
long as they're not abused. Like, what's worse?
when you guys saw
Taking some Vicodin or doing all the crap I take? And incidentally, I'm not supposed to take NSAIDs or anything in a capsule because I've had stomach surgery. So what's their answer? Oh, we'll just give you another pill for that. Why can't afford
Right.
that?
Right.
oh my
That
gosh,
shit's like
everything is
$200 a month out of pocket. I can't
Ridiculous.
afford that.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So I take another pill. I take omeprazole to protect my stomach because if I don't, I'm in a world of hurt. I'm gonna end up
I
with
hear ya.
an ulcer. You
Yep.
know?
I take
It's like
that.
not even funny what they do today. And it's the government and it's big pharma and it's politicians trying to make a name for themselves by abolishing Vicodin and addictive drugs and opiates and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, but there's That's so much better taking all this other crap. Really? I can't even imagine what my liver and kidneys look like. I don't want to know. Or not really.
I hear you.
Well, they
It's
won't.
ridiculous. It's a trade-off, and
You
they're
won't get to
playing
see them.
Russian
They'll tell
roulette
you.
with our
They'll tell
lives.
you what they're doing.
It's
You'll feel it. Your kidneys and your liver start bothering you. You'll feel it.
Oh yeah, I get twinges of pain, but I can tell when, like, we're talking about Angela. That's why I asked if it was below her belly button or midsection or above, because your kidneys and your liver are higher up. So, and I've had a couple kidney infections prior, and one was caused by the stomach surgery I had actually. Anyway, it's very painful. Kidney infections are very painful, and you definitely know when you have one. But the kidneys are like
No
under the
doubt.
lower rib, like right under your lowest rib, your floating rib. So your kidneys, you're gonna know, like, but if
Oh,
it's
I'm
your
not sure
if
that.
it's your hips or your lower discs, could be under the belly button level. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Or ovaries, or like in her case, it could be a lot of things. And we could speculate all day, but we really don't know.
Colin!
Colin, what's up, dude?
Hi, Colin.
Damn, I
buddy.
missed you.
Been a while.
What's up,
Oh, Colin,
dude?
you got it. Echo. You got to show for YouTube.
Actually, it's like this.
Been a while.
Got
According to my daughter.
Got it? Oh my God, you made my night.
What's going on, guys? Good to see you all.
You made my night.
Yeah,
We've
we're
been
just hanging
hiding,
out,
brother.
bitching and moaning about aches and pains, getting old, all that shit.
Yeah, no, I was listening.
Yeah. We're having a
I hear ya.
party.
Yeah, commiserating, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Good to see
How
you.
you been? You've been scarce. Nice. You looking sharp. Nice haircut there, dude. He's like fresh.
Yeah, I just got cut today.
Oh, yeah, it looks fresh.
Yeah.
Welcome to the arthritic circle.
Yeah.
I kind of, well, my lower back.
Only
I kinda hurt
arthritic
sometimes.
people need a ply. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've just been chilling. Chilling like a villain.
No, we all villains some way or another.
Well, I'll take a break every once in a while. Got to.
Right? But I'm so happy you made my night. I'm
Look at her.
smiling from
She's
ear to
glowing.
ear.
She's like a demon.
Thank you.
She's like,
I
I
texted
feel
you the other
special.
night.
He hasn't been around for a while, and he chose my stream to pop up.
Yeah, I was just asking about you yesterday.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, I've been out of bounds for
Happy Joe.
probably 2 or 3 months. Yeah. Just kind of.
scarce.
How's work going?
Yeah, I just got back actually. I just got back on Thursday. I was on 23rd of January. So I was out for a month, right? I was in my work truck 23rd of January going to work, and somebody crossed the
That's right,
divide.
you got in an accident. That's right. That's the
Yeah.
last I heard. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even hear that one.
Yeah, he got in an accident.
Yeah, I didn't know you got in a wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
bad.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my
And
God.
thankfully, I was in as bad as they are. Thankfully, I was in an F-150 and not my Honda Accord. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a pretty bad smash. The guy, I was going southbound, and there's a divide in the road. It's like grass, and then the other guy was going northbound, and somehow he lost control and came spinning like a helicopter and just went boom, just right under me.
Well, I'm glad you're all right, man.
Yeah,
My question
yeah,
is,
I didn't
how
know-
come? I can understand why
didn't know that
Colin
had
didn't. I guess why Colin didn't tell me because he was hurt. How come no one told me that Colin was hurt? Because I didn't hear nothing about it until tonight.
yeah. No, I haven't been talking to anybody for about 2 or 3 months. So that's why, you know,
Well,
you
you
know.
have to understand because you were hurt. I get that. You know, hell, if I'm hurt, I don't want to reach out to fuck anybody. You know, but
Mhm.
everybody else heard that you were hurt, and I didn't.
I didn't hear it.
I
I
didn't
just
hear it.
found out too.
No,
Well,
Oh.
you know what? I'm okay now. I'm here tonight. I went back to work.
thank God.
I went back to work on Thursday after a month.
Oh my
And
God.
with PT and doctor's appointments, the lawyer wanted me to prolong, you know, the doctor's appointments, but I can't afford to do that, you know.
Hell no.
You know,
Who can?
so I had to get back to work, but no, all good, all good. Yeah.
So what? But what
Back at-
happened? How'd you like? Where did you get hurt at? So I'm asking.
Oh, it was whiplash.
Oh,
Oh.
whiplash.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Oh yeah. And it's you know it doesn't set in like you know, the first night or the second night or the first week. Then
Right.
then it starts to settle in. You know, I mean, it's like a prolonged injury.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. It shows up all of a sudden, and it's like, what the hell happened? I felt like I was hit by a bus, and then you go,
Yeah.
"Oh, I was hit." You know,
Yeah.
and
because-
it's like, I mean, it's a prolonged thing. A lot of the insurance companies, like if you if you sue the person or whatever, you know, and then the attorneys will come in and they'll go, well, did he break anything? No. Nothing was broken, right? No.
Mhm.
Okay. Just, you know, muscle problems. And that's
Yeah. Absolutely. I went back to work on Thursday, and you know what? The first, obviously, I had, you know, pain after and went to PT and the doctors and this, that, and the other. But then it was fine. But when I went back to work on Thursday, I started to feel the fucking pains again. You know what I mean? I think it might be psychological as well. You know what I mean?
not necessarily. Not
Right.
necessarily, really.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you know-
I've had that happen. I was sideswiped, and you know,
Mhm.
it was like I hit. It wasn't for the fact I hit my head against the driver's side window,
Mm.
and you know, I got a bruise. If it hadn't been for that, they were just going to dismiss the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting, getting ready to pull. I was getting ready to pull out, and this person came flying through.
I'll
Right.
be right back. You might see two of me up here. I'll be right back.
You
I'll be
know,
on my phone.
so it's kind of like, nah, 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 you know, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep.
You know. Oh damn! I was heading to my first stop. You know what pissed me off when I get back to work? You know, my manager. You know, my manager. Whenever it happened, I call him. I says, "Hey, look, massive wreck," and his number two came in one of the other work trucks and picked me up after the police were finished with a report. This, that, and the other. The other guy was done me reckless driving, and when I got back onto the job, my manager, this was his for you know, I work pest control, right? And you do many jobs every day.
Right.
You know, you get
Right.
so many stops every day. He said, "Did you get all your time stops done?" That was his word. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, that was his word. Did you get all your time stops done? And I was still high.
All I care about is the almighty fucking
I
dog.
was still high on emotion and adrenaline. And I went home at night, and you know, things start to sink in. And you know, he also said to me after a wreck, "Come in early in the morning so we can get you fixed up on another truck." You know?
Jeez
I don't- I just-
Louise.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I said no problem. You know, because it was still like fucking flexible and
So you
again,
woke
I-
up the next morning, right?
yeah, it was that night when I came back here. You know, was sitting, you know, like I'm doing now. I was, you know, watching, a few sports videos, news, whatever. And then it started to fucking kick in. So I called out the next
You
day.
always feel it later, like hours to 2
Yeah.
days. Like it hurts even worse.
Yeah, I called
When
out the
it
next
is
day.
like a delayed
day.
reaction.
Yeah, exactly. Jules. Then I called out the next day. Then I called out the day after it because I was getting even more stuff. And then they says, "Oh, well, you need to go to the doctor." So they put on the workman's comp, which doesn't pay too much. And, go to physical therapy, go to the doctors. And I've got back now after a month, but
It's not
they
the
make you
same.
feel, they still make you feel like you're the guilty one,
Right.
because you put in workman's comp, this, that, and the other.
That's
I don't
so
really know how
wrong.
it works. Yeah, so
Yeah, we have
we'll see
that
what
here
happens.
too. I
Really,
had an
Gemini.
incident where the company I was directing their chapter in this one city, and I went into the back room to get some supplies, and the shelf came down on top of me. Once I
Wow.
lifted,
Why wasn't the shelf stabilized?
who knows?
OSHA.
So I guess it was just the weight of that one thing that I lifted, that was the last straw. Anyway, so right away, I got up, I got to the phone, and I called the director and I said, "Look, this is what happened." And she said, "Okay, I just want you to go home. I want you to relax. Don't worry about anything." Okay. So I was in bed, and I could hardly move. And I ended up at the chiropractor, and I ended up at the hospital, and I had 3 pinched nerves. And my director says to me, "Well, we don't have to report this. I'm going to give you a bonus."
Bullshit.
Mhm.
Right? And I said,
Bullshit.
"Oh, that sounds great, except I already did the paperwork for."
They have to at the hospital or the ER.
And I said, "For workman's," I said, "I
Workman's
already did the paperwork
urgent
for workman's comp." She goes, "I don't have that kind of insurance." And I said, "Oh, well."
You're shit out of
Yeah.
luck, then, baby.
Yeah, it was. Florida is a whole other ball game, but yeah, it was crazy. It was really crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy the way they'll try and like lowball you. Hey, Ghost, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Yes,
dude.
they do.
You know
Hi,
what?
Ghost.
Hello, hello.
Yes, they do try to lowball you.
Wicked Grove.
Yeah.
Sounds like my kind of cider.
Yeah.
That's
It's
some kind
wicked
of
and
apple drinking.
Elderflower flavored.
Well, I'm
Sorry.
just having a Miller Lite. So yeah, but
That
Find
one's
my bottle opener, then we'd be in business.
come on, laugh. It was funny, y'all. You guys suck. Tough crowd.
well, good to see
There's
you all.
my beautiful
You, Chris.
fiance, Lady Gemini, in the chat.
I see
Do what,
her.
Colin?
I said hi.
I was just saying, good to see you, Chris. It's been a while. Good to see
Oh,
Jules,
yeah, like I
Carla.
said, we've been worried about you.
Ghost King.
I look like a freaking grizzly bear. I'm so cold. I'm hating it. I want to go home.
Cheers.
Hey, Alex.
Cheers.
Hey, Tom. Hey, lady.
Oh, well, I've been rude. Hey to everybody in the chat I missed. Gemini,
Yeah, there's
Big
new
Early
people.
Hobo, Kent, Alex,
Craig's in the chat. Yep. We still have Terry and there's
My chat moved.
Alex in the chat. We have Hobo and Bobby Joe.
Hobo,
Joe and Hobo.
Hobo, Bobby Joe.
It's cool that Terry, Hobo, and Bobby Joe are over here instead of watching
Watching who?
Daddy Dutch.
So is that the only traffic accident you ever been in your life, Colin?
Do you know what, Chris? It's a third.
The third one?
The third in 22 years. 22 years in the United States. That's a third, like, write-off that I've been on. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to play dodge and weave in this country.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
learned how to drive in San Jose, California. Okay, that's like crazy bumper to bumper traffic capital of the world. There's a crazy drivers there, but what was worse is the drivers in Las Vegas.
When you're a career truck driver, you see it all. Trust me.
Las Vegas has some of the worst drivers on the planet.
Oh,
It's a melting pot. You get
I agree.
drivers from all over the
It's
world.
crazy.
man. Holy shit! And those
and
cab
you know what?
drivers, they'll pass you going 90 on the freeway.
Oh, I don't
Oh, yeah.
And they got people in the back seat, and I'm like going, I am never getting in a cab in Las Vegas.
There's
ever.
worse places.
don't
I
care.
did after
One
living
cab
there
in
for
Las
30 years.
Vegas, and I thought I was gonna die.
Exactly. I'm like, them fuckers are crazy.
Yeah, they don't care. It's madness, you know.
I'm
But
going
I'll tell you what,
70, right? And they're just like flying past me. Like I'm standing still. I'm like, oh, look at that.
It was
go."
awful. I think they have a
Hmm,
kamikaze
yeah,
license.
yeah,
Kamikaze license, and you get more points
Yeah.
if you run into another vehicle or another cab.
Oh, you're talking about Death Race 2000.
Yeah, I think so.
Telling you people.
Ah.
Well, now they have Uber, but I don't know if that's any better. But
I
back when
don't
was
think
there,
so.
Goober.
There's Uber and Lyft.
there
Yeah,
was
they-
no Uber back then. But I'm telling you,
Oh, back then, no. It was
crazy
like
ass
taxis or
drivers in
something back
Vegas.
then.
Yeah.
I've driven in LA. I've driven in San Francisco. I've driven in Boston. Boston.
no, those are crazy cities, Jules.
In
Like,
Boston, they're just straight up rude and mean. Like they're just
Like-
Hey,
aggressive.
Jules.
Like
Jules.
I drive in Virginia around the Beltway. You know,
Yeah.
that's bad, but it's not as bad as those cities that you just mentioned.
Ooh.
That's a
No,
whole
495 is pretty
Chicago
damn
ones are
bad.
assholes too.
Jules, when you talked about LA, I ran a shuttle service with a
Oh.
10-passenger van from Chinatown to the airport
Bless
3
your heart.
times a day. And I got to tell you, I got so sick and tired of that spaghetti highway, I could have screamed.
Yeah, well, that's what they used to call the one. They called it the spaghetti bowl in Vegas because there's
yeah.
like 2 or 3 freeways that
Yeah.
majorly intersected.
We call ours Spaghetti Junction.
Yeah,
ya?
because it was like a big spaghetti bowl.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
Spaghetti Junction.
275's
Yeah.
a lot of fun too, no doubt.
I remember my sister-in-law. Well, it was before she was my sister-in-law. 2 of my best girlfriends from high school. We decided to cut school and go to San Francisco and hang out. At the Pier 39 and Ghirardelli
Right.
Square and whatnot.
Right.
And so she had no clue. She had a mustard orange Pinto. All right. It was the most hideous, ugly little car you ever saw. Anyway, we're like, yeah, we're cool. We're going to Frisco. We're cutting school. We're going to San Francisco. We're going to hang out. So we start heading up this one-way street, right? Now she's driving. Michelle's driving. And she's like, we get to the top of this one-way street, but she doesn't know it's one way. And we're going the wrong.
Oh my God. And the streets are so narrow.
Right. So like we get to the top and all these cars, there's 2 lanes. They're coming at us. And I'm like, ah!
No,
Scary.
that would freak
That
me out.
was
Oh my
scary.
God.
Holy, be careful driving in San Francisco.
Yeah, that would freak me out. Do you see for about
Yep.
two weeks after I had my smash, and as I said to Chris, it's been the 3rd in 22 years living in Virginia. They were spaced out.
Well, living in that area, it sounds to me like you made out pretty good.
Yeah, thankfully.
Alex.
Thankfully. But I tell you what, I was white knuckling it,
Captain.
Shit, man.
you know, for at least 3 weeks, you know, when I had to drive to my appointments, which was about
Oh,
30
yeah.
miles away.
Oh, it's that whole what do
Yeah.
they call it from the war?
Yes.
Captain, Captain.
Yeah, PTSD. Yeah.
My
Oh,
sister had that really bad. She was like getting onto the freeway, and this is in California. She had just started learning how to drive. Was driving her little titty pink VW Bug. convertible. Yeah.
Did you say titty pink?
Yeah, I did. It's titty pink. And it
That's
was a
funny.
convertible Bug. Like she was looks like a Barbie doll. She's so gorgeous. Anyway, she's already like just super sketchy and paranoid and scared of her own shadow kind of thing. So she's
wow.
like, okay, you're gonna get on the freeway, right? And it was raining out and she was going a little too fast. And she lost control of the little VW Bug there. And it started, she started spinning and she went into the oncoming traffic lane that was coming at her. Kind of like what Colin described.
Yeah.
And she was like, once the car stopped spinning, she opened her eyes and she looked up because she was just like praying or whatever she was doing. She was scared to death.
There's
There's a
caught in
semi truck
headlights.
coming right at her. And she says, I swear to God, she's like, in all that's holy, something moved the car. And she ended up
Wow.
back into the other traffic lane or in the median, whatever you want to call it, where she was safe. And she couldn't drive for the longest time after that, especially on a freeway. Like she had PTSD so bad, it scared her that bad. But she said, I would swear on the Bible, she said, the car came to a stop. I looked up, a semi's coming at me, and the car went right over into the medium.
Yeah.
You explain it. I don't know.
Hey, Dorito,
No,
name it
I
terms.
really-
I wouldn't doubt it for a
I've
second.
I've had it happen. I've had it happen
She was
when
being protected
all
that
of
day.
a
Her guardian
sudden
angel was
these
with
cars
her.
were coming at me and they were going the wrong way. And I'm like, what the hell? And I just looked up and the next thing I knew, I was on the side of the road. And yeah, it was pretty amazing.
It definitely leaves an impact. You definitely
Oh,
you know,
if you drive for any
get
amount of
and
time,
blessed
you're
and
bound to
looked
get
over it.
some
Like
kind of
guardian
wreck.
angels, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, big time. Wow.
Scary
I saw-
thing.
I saw that thing
Yeah.
spinning like a helicopter, and all I done was I slapped the brakes, and I went, Jesus!
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Called after him and he said, I'm here, buddy. Gotcha.
Boom.
Oh,
Took the whole side of the fucking vehicle off.
Yeah, but
Unbelievable.
You were saved. You were spared. And that's
Yeah.
one.
And you know what? I was driving. I was eating a fucking burrito. You know?
I bet you'd never be able to eat a burrito. You're like,
No.
sorry, Colin.
Take a
I don't
memory.
want to ever eat a
Listen to
burrito.
the radio. Listen to the radio. You know what I mean?
You sure
Just
did.
fucking going to my job, my first stop, and I saw this fucking blue thunder flying out of the sky. You know, crazy. But anyway, it's over. It's done.
What?
You know, I'm here to tell a tale, like us all. You know. But
Don't forget your rubber boots.
No.
You
Turkey
go
hunt.
turkey hunting. What do I need to go hunting for? The turkey's picking me up. Goblin,
I
goblin.
love it. I love it.
I like that one, Jules.
Hey,
That one
Dorito.
is good.
Hi, Jeremy.
Very
Oh my God.
good.
you guys,
Once in a while.
Oh my god.
Colin,
this
I'm
is
just
funny.
freaking happy that you're here. Oh my God. You made my night.
She's
Well,
just still beaming from it.
Carla,
Hell yeah, I'm beaming from it.
good to see you.
I miss my brother. Shit.
Miss you all. Yeah.
You're missed too.
I know
Everybody
you-
asks all the time, Where's Colin? Has anybody seen Colin? What the hell?
They
Where's
always ask me,
Colin?
have you
Where's
talked to Colin?
Colin?
I'm like, no. They always ask me, Colonel, have you talked to him? No. I wish I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
What's this fool say?
BC's in the
That's
house.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
all
thought y'all
right.
went to bed. What the hey? Not that we're
Do
complaining.
what you gotta do.
Right. Exactly, Spark.
Damn, Dorito.
That's all you do, right there.
Dorito, you know what, Dorito? Part of ADHD, like you're an adrenaline junkie.
He
Okay.
is.
So you probably had the best high of your life that day, just on adrenaline rush, and you're like, woo, let's keep the party going. I'm going ice skating. Or skating, whatever it was. Isn't that how you adrenaline junkies work?
Look, I'd probably be like, I'm going skating and getting the beer at the same time.
Right?
Right?
Exactly.
And drinking at the same time while he's skating.
Right.
I
Oh, that's
can't
what I
ice
would do.
skate anymore. My ankles are shot, man.
I can't skate to save my life.
I tried when I was younger, but I fell on my ass.
My
So
dad
I never
taught me
skated
when I
yet.
was little, but I haven't been since Cassie was 4 weeks old last time I tried to go ice skating, and it was. Let's
I
just
thought
say,
it-
don't ever go ice skating after you have a baby 4 weeks.
Yeah.
prior. It's
I
not
thought it would be fun to do some ice skating. I had a 2-week vacation from my job when I was 41, and I thought, you know what? I used to love ice skating. Let's go try it.
safe.
Okay, so I'm
Mhm.
standing up. I'm standing up, and I went to take off, and both ankles went. Whoop.
That's what mine do now, but I have
Yeah.
alias.
I had
Now I know
no
why. I didn't know
stamina
that then.
whatsoever, and I went right
Ankles would go
on
like
my
this.
butt, and I went, "Oh, this is not for me anymore. Get used to it."
Right?
I think that anybody like as I said, I couldn't skate to save my life, but I think anybody tries to do amateur skating, you know, just at the normal places, they should wear a crash helmet.
I agree.
Exactly. Not just a crash helmet,
That's
elbow
just
pads,
smart.
Yeah.
knee pads.
You ever
Yeah.
been ice skating,
I agree.
Ghost?
Ankle, those I don't know what the hell they call them.
How
They
about
just want
you,
some
Chris?
ankle things, but you don't break your ankle.
That's all
I've
right.
never been ice skating.
Yeah, just for
It's
safety.
something else,
I'm
man.
deadly serious. I'm
Inline
deadly
skating
serious.
is kind of like
Well,
it.
I
if you've
agree.
never done it, I don't think you'd want to try it now. Just saying.
I wouldn't even attempt
I did it when I was
now.
younger.
Hell
I
no.
don't want to do it now.
Oh, I wouldn't even
I'll be-
attempt
I'm-
it. I could never roller skate. I could never skateboard. I
Aw,
could never ice skate. You know, I could
I
play
used to roller skate all the time, man.
play
But that was back
soccer
when they had
and-
4 wheels.
Irish
The
rules.
last time I
Football.
ice skated,
Irish rules.
okay, it was right across the street from where I grew up, and having a great time. We've been skating there for so long, and I got going so fast I couldn't stop. Right, I go up against this metal post.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm stuck, and I'm like, okay, I can handle this. Put my tongue right on the post, and there I was, stuck. And they had to go get hot water to get it off the post. Yeah, it was bad.
Oh,
Yeah, that stuff is real. Like, have you ever like had your hands wet and then reached in to grab an ice cube?
Yep.
They stick to your finger.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the same thing with your mm-hmm.
they stick.
It's a real deal, man. Mm-hmm. The real deal.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No ice skating for me. That's for sure.
So who all here has had snow in the past few days?
We had
Me
1
too,
inch in
Bruce.
Tucson.
Never mind.
Not
know what?
yet.
It was
Give it a
77
day.
degrees here
Never
yesterday.
mind.
Chris, exactly, Chris. You see, Chris, see on Wednesday
Carl is
here
good.
it was it was like 77, late 70s, and then half the other country was getting snow, or half of the country was getting snow.
Mhm.
But no, like I had my windows open. I was driving on work. I didn't wear a jacket. It was just my shirt. And
It was a little cooler here today. It was about right at 50 degrees today, but yesterday was beautiful.
same here. Today was
It's warm here, actually.
Tucson.
Oh, run away.
It's
yeah.
at 60 degrees here.
Yeah, you're a
Oh,
little closer
I
to the
told
sun.
you, Jules.
So Ghost, you're feeling good at 60. That's open the windows.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, let the air flow. That's
People
what I
around New England start wearing tank tops and shorts and flip flops when it's like 45 out.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. That's
Wow.
warm to them.
Have fun with all that.
And if it gets above 80, they're dying. They're like, oh my God, it's so hot. I go, it's not. It hasn't even started getting hot yet. Stop being a whiny ninny poo. But when it gets cold, I'm the first person that's a whiny ninny poo.
It's crazy.
See what it is right now.
Take the girl out of California, but you can't take the California out the girl.
Yeah, it was in the late 70s here, temperature wise, and I watched a YouTube video of this guy that travels around, and he was
47
flying.
degrees right now.
Yeah, he was flying out of Buffalo, and he was worried about his flight getting delayed because of the snowstorms coming in, and like I'm down here just not too far out of Washington D.C. and man, we fucking as I said just a second ago, I didn't have to wear a jacket for going to work or anything. It was just like fucking a beautiful springtime,
I
We had
love
so much
very
ice
fast.
on the trees yesterday morning. It was crazy. There had to have
Very
been like
fast.
an eighth of an inch thick layer of ice all around the branches on the trees.
Wow.
Isn't
Like it was that thick. And when the wind would blow, you could hear it crackling.
Wow.
It's kind of cryptic sounding. It was like really
Kinda neat,
weird.
though.
And then all the trees and the houses across the street, like when the wind would blow, you could hear just like this loud, like it was just crackling in unison. It was crazy.
Wow.
And Jules, you got
Really
your
weird.
bear skin on.
I look like I look like a grizzly bear, huh?
Yeah, you got your bear skin
No,
on.
it's a blanket. It's a blanket. I have been ever since I came in from out in the garage a while ago. I just can't seem to get warm now.
Yeah, well, keep it on you. Keep it on you.
I
got a
I got a sweater on underneath it and a thermal shirt. So what does that tell you?
keep it on you. Stay
I'm
warm.
a wuss. I
Bear
don't
skin
get
in
cold.
there too. I got a
Oh,
bear skin on a poncho.
I'm always cold. I do not want to spend another winter in the East Coast. I don't. I want to move back where I came from or somewhere in the vicinity. I am so tired of this. I don't know if I got another winter
So,
left in me here.
Come stay with us for 6 months.
Well, that's an idea, isn't it? Probably get tired of my ass after.
I already told you, you made your way down here. I got you a place.
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, I had one ski. Every time I get them, Bobby Joe, I wear them out. Like I go through heating pads too. Like I go through at least one heating pad a year. I sleep with
Bobby
2
Joe.
heating pads in the bed with me. I freaking hate being cold.
Oh, I hate the fucking cold.
Yeah, Alex, my first winter here, we had a bad storm come. Well, it was in New Hampshire, not New York, but my first winter here, -21, but that was with wind chill. But it was like a blizzard outside, and it was nasty. It was so cold out. It was so cold. I was like, "Welcome to New England, bitch. Get used to it." Buckle up, Buttercup, because it's just the way it is. And that was what, 13 years ago, and I still don't like it. Nope,
Oh,
it's
it's
not
cool.
for me.
Yeah, you know,
The only thing that keeps me on this side of the country are my 2 daughters and my grandchildren. That is it.
there you are. There you are. That's a purpose, Jules. You know what
Well,
I
I
mean?
want to Shanghai their asses and just, if they don't want to come willingly, I'll just hog tie them and I'll wait till they fall asleep and duct tape their asses, make them come with me.
Yeah. Alex Bear, how you doing,
Somewhere
sir?
sunny and 75, man. Actually, I love it when it's like 90 degrees out, dry heat. That is my kind of weather.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I grew up in a damp.
Dry heat, though. It's gotta be dry heat. I do not like humidity. Humidity sucks.
Oh, humidity sucks. I grew up in a damp, wet environment for 24 years of my life. You know, but it was beautiful. It was a beautiful place. You know, but then I came to Virginia, and well, first came to Pennsylvania. A little different. Then 2000 came to Virginia. A little different. You know.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Bobby Joe's in Pennsylvania, actually.
Yeah, you had a brutal winters, but not brutal when you think about if you go to Colorado with the snow, or you head up north like New England, what Jules was talking about. But it was the coldest I ever felt in my life, and let me tell you, Ireland was cold. It was cold, but I never experienced anything, and like the serious coldness until I moved to the US.
Yeah.
It was like Baltic fucking conditions. Right?
Oh, yeah. I give props to anybody that lives up in Canada.
But you know what?
I'm like, you
20
crazy.
22 years later, I've only traveled back 2 times, so that's that means that I love the country and I love the place, and hey, I'll deal with the climate. You know what I mean? And you know what? You get used to it. You do get used to it. But you definitely have to be like Jules and have your bearskin,
Right.
your woolly warmers, your thermal socks.
I'd kill a bear just for the hide if I meant that was the only way I had to keep warm.
And that's what he does.
The bear, yeah, that bear wouldn't stand a chance. They'd be like, come here.
Oh. How did the tribes survive? Back in the day. That's what they had to do. They killed every animal that they killed. Everything was for food and for survival. There was nothing wasted.
No way.
It's much like we do it here now.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's much like we do it here now.
Yeah.
I go out in the woods and hunt. I don't waste anything I kill. I eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you think the kill, man. You think the kill because you're
survival.
And it's also the Native American way. So you always think.
And that's what I
they do the same thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You're always thankful for what especially if you lived where it's hard to come by food, Yeah,
it's the appreciation of the environment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm totally agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, Eric, I know all too well because I lived in New Hampshire. You know that for the last 12 years or so, give or take.
I'm going to say an appreciation for the environment. I mean, an appreciation for, let me change my word. I mean, the land. I mean, an appreciation of the land, and what the land has to offer.
Yeah.
Like Chris was just saying there now, and Jules was just saying there now, Chris said, nothing they waste, I just give my little thing and Jules said the same thing, but it's appreciation of the land and, just
Right.
appreciating it and treasuring it and, thinking back to our forefathers and the people that came before us. And like Jules said, the indigenous, the Native American people.
It's the survival.
For us, it's survival mode. Nothing goes to waste.
And the human spirit. I mean, you got some that are survivors, and you got some that they just ain't gonna make it.
Absolutely.
Right.
It happens. You either adapt or you die, kind of thing.
Yeah,
And that's the way it was for a lot of our forefathers that came here or that lived in any country, for that matter. I don't care what country you're from or your ancestors were from. It's you adapt or you die.
Well, you got to be able to take care of yourself in any condition. So
that's right. Yeah. You got your survivors and you got your quitters.
So, I mean, you got to take care of yourself. Nobody else is going to take care of you.
There was no welfare system back in the day, man.
Hey, Robert.
That didn't exist until like World War II, I think, or shortly thereafter.
What was that?
The welfare system, social services.
Yeah. Yeah, that was part of Roosevelt's deal.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, our ancestors couldn't just go knock on a door and say, I need to apply for food stamps. Didn't happen.
Oh, well, nowadays, if you're an American citizen, you can't get them.
Right.
That's not true, and I'm not going to listen to that because I've worked for social services for over 20 years, and I already know the answer to that question. It depends on, it's based on income. Family size, your circumstance.
Some of it may have changed.
100%.
Yeah, but I always wonder, why should it be based on income if you're an American citizen and you're down in the dumps and you really need help?
That's the way they discern who needs it and who doesn't, according to what their guidelines are.
But let me rephrase.
I'm not going to say I agree with it.
Let me rephrase
the federal poverty level since before the 60s.
Yeah, but let me rephrase a little bit, meaning American citizens deserve everything above anybody else.
I agree.
So that was me rephrasing.
And in Arizona, it is becoming critical to the point where my husband, who was recently had to go to the ER, we waited 3 hours for him to get on a gurney to be in the wall because there was no triage room available. And Tom told me that all he heard was Spanish in that whole area.
I'm going to hit on that, guys.
Be good, Ghost.
See you later, Ghost. Have a good night, hon. It's good to see you always.
Good to see you.
In a hallway.
God bless.
So, I think there are some changes that need to be made. And without getting real political, what I'd like to say, I'm sorry, but I'm going to speak up. And that is that I think those who are not American citizens need to be in a separate list of those of us who are not Hispanic or otherwise, and that we should get priority.
Absolutely.
When was the last time you guys
Robert.
rules and regulations for social services? How many of you actually know that? Hi, Robert.
I don't know.
I'm not going to have a discussion about it.
That's cool. We should just move along. So how many of y'all are going to plant a garden this spring? If I had a house.
I have an in-plant garden.
If I had a garden, Jules, if I had a garden, can we write a song about that, everybody?
Oh, yeah, you write a song about anything you want to, Call.
If I had a garden.
Hey, I have a garden every year.
Awesome.
Tomatoes and peppers for you.
Don't forget the cucumbers.
Oh my god,
That work? Did that work, Colin?
that was good. That was good.
Yeah, the cop's not too bad.
What do you reckon, Chris? That was pretty good.
What's
Oh,
your
I just-
favorite root vegetable while we're on the subject of
I'll
root
just say I have a garden every year, and once I harvest my crop, I got enough to smoke until spring. So
Oh, that kind of
Oh, that's a whole other song. I
He
can
had a
do
garden,
something with
he'd
that.
smoke it and bake with it. That's what he's saying.
I have a garden that's all green, and when it grows up,
That's Andrew Lloyd Webber.
You
mow
know what?
it.
Rutabagas are delicious.
That is the same tune, Sparkle, that you were singing there now. That's the same tune of a song out of Phantom of the Opera.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
Yo, that sounded. I love it. I love it. I love it.
That's funny.
I actually went to see that fucking.
I'm jealous. I'm so
I've
jealous.
seen Phantom 3 times, and I've seen Les Mis 5 times.
Oh, nice. I just saw Phantom once, and it was at the Kennedy Center in Washington D.C.
I saw it there first time. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's close to me. Like I'm in just across the Potomac in
Right.
Virginia, so
Right.
like,
I
it's
was,
not.
My
I was
favorite
in Roslyn,
opera.
so I was pretty close.
I loved it. I always
I've
wanted
never
to see
seen
it.
it live. I've always wanted to. I love the
Oh,
musical.
Yeah, I always wanted to see it because a girl I used to date years ago, when I was like 18 years old, you know, her name was Jennifer Kern. And she was a singer, this, that, and the other, you know. And but she introduced me to this music, you know, the Andrew. Well, my mother
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
introduced me
Whatever, yeah.
the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh,
And I fell in love with it because, you know, you're 18 years old, you know, you fell in love with this girl, you know, and she gave me the cassette recorders at that time,
oh.
and I listened to it all the time, and then it stayed with me all my life, even till this day.
Absolutely.
hey,
Absolutely.
Ellen,
You have those memories, and they connect, and
Yeah,
it's just wonderful. I know the first time I saw Les Miserables was up in Buffalo, New
Oh,
York.
my sister
And
loved that one.
the interesting part about no matter where it was staged,
yeah,
the stage setting was so minuscule. It was like wooden furniture, or I mean, it just very,
the
very
scene
little
was
in the
poverty
stage
peasants.
setting, but the lighting was
in
amazing.
France,
And
yeah.
I found that to be really incredible when I saw it 4 other times in 4 other theaters, including Toronto.
Mhm.
And it was great. And that music, it haunts me. I listen to it all the time.
oh,
Good music from that one too, for sure. Do you see what Hannah put, Helen?
I got you.
No, I've got it on big screen. I'm gonna check.
Her niece's mom was the longest running Carlotta.
Oh my
How cool is
gosh.
it?
Oh my word. Helen, that's amazing. Ah, damn.
I remember singing Don Quixote in high school. It was one of our choir songs.
Impossible Dream.
No, it was actually I am my Don Quixote, the Lord.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I
those
did
were the
Impossible
days.
Dream for a number of
Those were the
That was
days,
a very long time ago.
special days, my friends. Yeah.
I ain't heard that song
Wow.
in 50 years.
Sorry, that was the wrong song I sang, but somebody mentioned those were the days, and those were the
Doesn't matter,
days.
I still ain't heard it in 50 years.
Yeah,
It's almost been that long since I sang.
that was a Clancy Brothers song called "Those Were the Days." So That's right.
Those were the days
Yes, my
when
friend.
we thought they'd
We
never.
Never
win. Yep. I know the
Yeah.
whole one.
You remember?
Oh,
my
I
God.
do. I do. I was the only Gentile in a group of 5 Jews, and I learned a lot of interesting songs. And that was one that, everybody sang. I mean, it didn't matter
Yeah.
what you were, but I loved it. Yeah. Those were the
The day,
days, my
my
friends. We thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever and a day. We sing the life we were, the time we're never
Calm
were
you.
the days.
Oh yes, these were the days. Yes. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I was in we did a production with the band and the choir at my school in drama. We did Carousel.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. I
that
love
was
it.
so much fun. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
Would I leave you time and again? Whatever.
I remember more than that one though. Is the when you walk through us.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You'll never walk alone.
Don't
Don't
be afraid. Yeah, that one.
Dark.
Yep.
At the end,
That is a great message in that song.
And
there's a cold.
I don't remember.
Golden Sky and the Sweet Silver Song of a Lark.
Ah, excellent. I love it.
But what's your favorite TV musical? Like your movie musical?
Movie
I have
musical.
so many. It's hard to pick. Dang.
You know what? South Pacific was one of my absolute favorites because I
Mhm.
grew up with that. And Oklahoma.
I loved Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
And actually,
Where this
oh gosh,
I was always partial to West Side Story
West
myself.
Side Story.
West Side Story's cool. Hells yeah.
Yeah, West Side Story.
I just met a girl named
Great soundtrack. Actually,
Went
West
so
Side Story.
raspy and yeah, I had a rough
Great soundtrack. Yeah.
I'm crying. Yeah, that's a good one. I love that one.
And Sound of Music.
Oh,
I
of course.
danced
Lord.
all night.
So,
I think
and then there
I'll
was
have every
one other
song
one.
of that one memorized. I love that
One
one.
other one. Have y'all ever heard of a play called Godspell?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
So, better known as Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yep.
No, it's not the same.
Jesus Christ.
It's not the same. It isn't really.
I just remember the song Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah.
But I remember Godspell.
Yeah, but
I remember-
Godspell and Jesus Christ Superstar were not the same.
Mhm. And then there was
I don't know. They look
Hairspray,
pretty much the
Back
same
to
to
Better.
me, but if you say
They
it,
were all
I'll
like
take your
from the
word for it.
60s, weren't they? Like Jesus Christ Superstar, Hairspray, and Godspell. Weren't they all like the 60s and 70s?
70s.
70s
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Christ Superstar.
Oh my gosh, Hannah. Yes. Oh,
Did you say? Oh, okay.
them saving women, them saving women. Yeah, I love that one. Freaking love Seven Brides. The Unsinkable Molly Brown.
Oh, Titanic.
Yeah.
The Unthinkable Molly Brown.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've never seen that? It's a
No, I've
true-
never seen it, but I know who she was.
Don't
She
forget
was
Mary
actually a real life
Poppins.
person that was on the Titanic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She was called New Money. You know, if you
Yeah,
read
yep.
the
She
propaganda.
was found on because she. Well, anyway, that story is based on. Yeah. You should
Yeah.
watch it. It's a great movie.
Yeah. Is that a movie, Jules?
Yes, it's called. No, we just said it.
The Unsinkable Molly Brown?
Yes, The Unsinkable Molly Brown. Yes,
No, I'll watch it
you
out.
should watch it.
Yeah,
It
I'll check.
is loosely based on fact.
All right, yeah, I'll check it
Yeah,
out.
think about Molly Brown. It's so much fun. Gordon, what's his name? Is it Gordon? The guy that sang. He was in
A singer, Gordon Lightfoot.
yeah. He was in a lot of those movies back in that time. Yeah. What other one was he in? Shoot, I'd have to Google it. But him and Doris Day, I want to say. The Unsinkable Molly Brown. Super belly up to the bar, boys. Belly up to the bar.
Yeah, really.
When men were.
Great movie. So much fun.
I haven't seen it. I'll
Yeah.
check it out.
I love. This is one of my favorite ones. Y'all are gonna laugh. Oh, come on. It's left me. I'm tired. It's dang it. Clint Eastwood was in it, and so many stars. Lee. What's
Gran
his name?
Torino.
Oh, it's about
Okay,
gold mining.
Clint Eastwood was in it. Was it a Western?
It was about the gold rush. Yeah, it was like,
Oh. What was that, Chris?
help me out, Scarlett. This is where Scarlett.
I'm trying
Sparkle.
to remember, honey.
I love Clint
I
Eastwood.
want to thank Two Mules.
Paint
for
your
Sister
wagon. Thank
Sarah,
you,
but
Hannah.
Oh, yes. Paint your wagon.
Freaking love Paint Your Wagon. By the
Paint
way,
Your
Clint Eastwood can't sing. I'm just kidding.
That was a comedy.
It was funny, but it was also a musical.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Very fun movie.
No, I
How
don't.
Yep.
about My Fair Lady?
Yeah, that's what
Wonderful
I think.
songs
Hannah was
on
in.
that.
I don't remember Kiss Me Kate. I don't remember Kiss Me.
I like Clint Eastwood and his westerns. You know.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh,
do.
yeah. I'm a big western guy.
guy.
My father was a big western guy. You know, we used to watch them years ago.
Oh,
You know, and
Yeah.
what was the one? The Sons of Katie Elder. No, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
John. That was John Wayne. That was John Wayne.
But that was a good movie.
That
But
was
do you
good.
remember Preacher? What was it? Definitely Clint Eastwood. Was an old gunslinger that used to hide under preacher's priest cost, like priest.
Hang 'em high.
No, this one was it was about like there was a quote, a Bible quote in there about like and hell came with him. Like he rode a white horse and hell.
Pale Rider.
Pale Rider.
Pale Rider.
Great.
Pale
I think that's
Rider.
one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies. Pale Rider. Thank you.
You know what? After this conversation, I'm going to go into another binge of Clint Eastwood movies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, especially his westerns.
I
know?
loved the original True Grit. And I know that wasn't Clint Eastwood. That was
John Wayne.
but that was such a good movie.
Oh, they were classics. Oh, my grandfather himself used to sit and watch them all the time, over and over again.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Clint Eastwood was a great cowboy, but still, nothing beats Dirty Harry.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
The woman that I was taking private voice lessons from for opera, she actually used to date Clint Eastwood.
Oh, wow.
I grew up in Morgan Hill, California, which is just north of Carmel and Monterey, which
Uh-huh.
we all know he's, resident of now, but he's always had a love for that area. But yeah,
Nice.
she used to date him back in the day.
Nice.
Beautiful boy.
That was good.
Newer stuff, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, it's a small world, you know. You know, we all think we're far apart, but it's really a small world, and you never know.
It's a small world.
One of
You
the
never
most one of the most incredible experiences I had to drive the bus from Chinatown to the airport, and in LA. And anyway,
Bless you.
en route, I had to go up to Bel Air and pick up these life-size cutouts of movie stars.
Oh, fun.
And so it was going to be for our international marketplace that I helped develop with this woman from Taiwan. And anyway, or no, Japan. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I went up into Bel Air, and I got to this guy's house, which was like this amazing mansion, which
All of them are in Bel Air, right?
right. And he did cutouts of movie stars or whoever you wanted, and these were life size. These were the height,
Probably
the
profitable,
person, whatever.
right?
So anyway, I had to bring them all back to the marketplace, and so at each of the windows, I put the movie stars.
Oh, how fun would that be?
Up front with
You're
me,
so funny.
co-pilot. Oh my God, I don't know how many accidents I almost caused. And,
People are like,
and some of them had been deceased, you know. Some of them had been deceased and whatever. But oh
that
my
really
God,
blew their mind.
honking and trying to get next to me, and oh my God, it was hysterical.
Oh, bet. I
It
bet
was
you
one
wish
of
you
the
had a video
best
camera on those
experiences I
people.
ever
That's
had.
hysterical.
It
What a
was. It
story.
was great. And
You
oh,
had
the
a
other thing
gorgeous
was
memoirs,
when
girl.
I made the trips back and forth from the Chinatown to the airport, I had to pick up these delegates who were from China, right?
Oh boy.
So I get them all on this big bus, and
Mhm.
I'm up front driving, right?
Mhm.
And this one guy comes running up to me, and he goes, because every time I changed lanes, I had to stand up and and look, right? He comes running forward and he goes, "You two shouldn't drive this bus. You two shouldn't drive this bus." And I looked at him and I said, "You know, buddy, if we stand next to each other, I bet I'm about 2 inches taller than you." Oh my God. It was so funny. I mean, the guy was freaking out, but you know, it was
Pull over, open the door, and say, "Get out the bus. Get
one
out
of the
the
best
bus."
experiences I ever had.
Oh,
Cry
that's
about it.
funny. Do you remember the old drive-in movies?
Yes. Of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, Lord, yes.
Yeah, there's one about 70 miles from me.
Still got one. Oh my
There's
God.
someone that's open.
You
in
know
New
what?
Hampshire.
I was not allowed to go in the car with the guy until I was 18.
Mhm.
And the first time I had the opportunity to go to a drive-in movie, I mean, I was so naive. I mean, you know, whatever you want to call it. And I'm there and I'm excited about watching this movie, right? And he kind of started making moves on me, and I'm not thinking anything because I'm watching the movie. I'm really getting it.
You're like,
Yeah, eating the
Well,
popcorn.
it got to a point where I looked at
your
him and I
side.
said, "Aren't we watching the movie?"
shove over above.
And you know what he said? "Not really." And I went, "Okay, you can take me home now." I never had the experience.
Time
That
to
was the
go.
first and only drive-in movie I was ever at.
Yeah, I never agreed to go to a drive-in movie with somebody I was dating, especially if I didn't know them.
Yeah, oh yeah.
No.
That's dodgy. That's dodgy.
Nope.
Yeah. No, I
Not
never experienced a drive-in movie in my life until 1986.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was 86, you know, it was in New England. And
Mhm.
I don't even remember the movie that we went to watch. You know, it's alluded. It's
Were you
gone from
with the girl?
No, I was with like a family. You know.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, I wasn't dating. I wasn't dating.
There were so many kids in my family. We had this huge cargo van, like it was actually a van with seats, but it was like there were 3 seats in the back. Like we're talking long bench seats, right?
Mhm,
It was a
mhm.
big van. So we used to take sleeping bags and pillows, and when we get to the drive-in, my dad would we would all fight over who got to get up on top of the van to watch the movie.
Yeah.
You know, they put the speaker put the speaker on the window, right? And we would try to hear what they were saying, but usually all the cars around us, you could usually hear what was going on in the movie. But I remember we're at the drive-in movie one time, and my little sisters, I have 3 younger sisters, they wanted up on top of the van, right? And they're watching the movie next to us, and it was The Birds Do It, the Bees Do It.
Oh wow.
And they're like,
Classic.
Mom, Dad, what are they doing? Like, come back inside. We're talking, they were like 5 years old. They were little, 6, 7, whatever. So,
Oh, I
the
would
birds
have.
do it, the bees do it. Educational documentary about animals having sex. Yeah.
The birds.
The
well,
birds do it, the bees. It was an actual movie back then. We're talking,
Wow.
this was probably very early 70s.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I love it.
Too funny. Anyway.
No, I wish I had the. I wish I had the chance to actually take a when you're younger, take a girl, the drive-in movie, but I never had that chance, but because I came here and then went back and then was in between years. But no, but I remember my experience at a drive-in movie, and I can still talk about it to this day, And wow, it was an experience,
Well, they were definitely more fun in the summertime, I gotta say. But I
Yeah.
was living in the Bay Area in California, so even in the winter it didn't get that cold. But if you had to turn on your car to get the car warm, that kind of stuff.
Oh, that would
Or
suck.
to defrost the windows.
That would be the
And
worst.
you can't see the movies if the windows are all fogged up. You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh yeah, steamy windows.
well, yeah. Again, I never went to
Windows.
drive-in on a date. I never did.
Yeah.
I knew better. I'm like, I don't really know you, so.
Oh, fuck.
Carla.
I didn't fall off the turnip truck yet.
Colin!
Carla returned.
All right, y'all, I gotta get
Release the Kraken.
my legs are starting to
Release the
funky
Kraken.
ass monkey. I'll be back. Break time.
All right, girls.
It's
Colin, I can go for
intermission.
one of your songs right now.
What?
I said I can go for one of your songs right now. You know how bad I was gonna message you and say if you could make like a short video, the songs that you sing?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I wanted a clip of you singing those songs. Just for myself.
Yeah, no problem. I deleted a
I love your
lot of
singing.
them. I
I
deleted a
hate to
lot.
do it. This thing's about to die on me.
Chris.
Yes,
Oh.
sir.
Okay, Chris.
I'm sorry.
So anyway,
I
y'all have a
love you,
great
Chris. Thanks
night.
for hopping up here.
Thank you for
too.
having me. I appreciate it.
Chris, great to see
Oh,
you
no
after so much of a long
Nice
Thanks
time.
for talking with me, Chris.
Chris,
Night,
sincerely.
night.
Thanks for talking with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Anytime. Colin, it's good to see you in good shape, man.
Yeah, Chris, great to
Yes.
see you, brother. Great to see you,
Night,
bro.
night, honey.
Good night, Sparkle.
Chris, take care. I'll talk to you soon, hopefully, okay?
Y'all be good. Yeah, we'll talk again soon. No
All right,
doubt.
brother. All right, brother.
Bye. Now
And
there's
then-
4.
It was just us.
Yes. So, did you hear the latest that Joey's having a comedy? He's doing a comedy thing in Cleveland on May 19th.
No,
That's
And
has he
there's a
got, has he
lot
got
of
a,
people.
has he got a gig?
yep.
He's got a gig, and a lot of people are going up there. I'm one of them. Nikki, my neighbor, she's going up there with me. Jules is going up there. We're sharing a room with her and her daughter. Me and Nikki are.
Tom and
We're
I
trying
will
to get Blake
go
up there too.
if Tom and I will go if we decide to go drive back east.
That's
We-
awesome.
Would you be able to know? Oh, it's gonna be fun. Would you be able to know, like way before? I would say maybe a couple days before you go up there. That way, you want me to mail out your sticker, I can give it up to you because I'm bringing my stickers with me.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll be able to know by then. We're gonna be
Okay.
we're gonna be in Texas to see Thrash and Chatio.
Oh,
in,
Thrash, they're in Colorado.
yeah, we're gonna be seeing them at the end of April, middle April. And whether
You
we
lucky.
decide to continue on and drive back east to New York, it's really going to depend on the
That's
gas
a far way
price.
to go.
So
That's a far way to go from Texas, like from
Well-
Colorado to Ohio.
well, yeah, our hometown is like 3,000 miles away, and so it really depends on the gas
Right.
prices. So we'll
True.
see. I haven't been back there since my mom died in 19, and I'd like to get back there.
hey, Alex.
Fucking street
Aubrey.
cars are slow as shit.
If we have the gas money, we can
Piggy. Wow, Sparkle, that would be a massive trip. Hey, that would be wow.
Oh yeah,
well,
I'm actually
you
going
know what?
this year.
When my mom died in 19, we made 3 round trips in 6 weeks,
Pretty-
and it was hard. It was really tough, but we had to do it.
We-
After she died, we had to do a lot of stuff. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, it was pretty bad.
We did. It was not when I was younger. My aunt and my uncle. We drove from Illinois. Did we drive? No, we flew from Illinois to Colorado. I had an aunt and uncle that lived in Colorado. This is one reason I love Colorado. The place that they lived in, it was like the weather. One day, the area they lived in Colorado. This is weird. The place they lived in was like, okay, it could be raining one day. The next day it could be snowing. The next day be 110.
Yeah.
I loved it. That's why I love Colorado. So it's Colorado's beautiful. So we took Colorado. We did like the 4 states, and that's when we went to the 4 corners. We went to Arizona. We did all of our travel through all that. And that's how I learned about how the teepees in Arizona that they have those,
Right.
and they had the 4 corners. I was able to sit here and say, "Hey, I was in all those 4 corners. Even I didn't visit
Nice.
them physically, but I was standing in them, so I
Nice.
can say that." And
Nice.
I've been telling Joel we have to take our kids there. We have to take them to Arizona to see
Oh,
the Grand
yeah.
Canyon. Because when you see the Grand Canyon in person, it takes your
Oh,
breath
yeah.
away. It's like,
It's magical, especially
I
if you
love it.
go like just before sunset or sunrise. But it's all
we
beautiful.
went
But there's so many
when it
other
was real sunny out.
there's so many other amazing canyons in Arizona, like slot canyons. And I mean, it's incredible. Arizona itself, there's so many things you could see besides coming to my house and staying.
True.
It's always somewhere.
Aubrey, hold on, Colin. Aubrey, I talked to Joey. He said we are not allowed to film his whole entire stand-up. We are able to do like shorts of parts of his stand-up. Because he did mention that to me. Because I asked him about that last night. Go ahead, Colin.
No, I was just gonna just mention there what Sparkle was talking about. It's always somewhere I always wanted to visit was the Grand Canyon,
Yep.
and there's a lot of other places too in Montana. You know,
Oh,
up around,
Montana is beautiful.
up
Trust me, when you go
around.
to Grand Canyon, Colin, and you see it in person, I was a young kid and I will never forget it. You
No.
will sit here and think of it a different way. Even if you look at pictures after you've seen it, it's still, even the pictures take your breath away.
Now I
after you've
will
seen it.
say I will say that some of the colors have dulled out because of erosion and that kind of thing, but it is still awesome. If
It
you
is.
take a tour, they usually take you to Angel Canyon, and you get beautiful views of several around you. I mean, it's spectacular, really.
Yeah, and Montana also. I always wanted
Mhm.
the, and I hopefully will do it. Wanted to visit Little Bighorn.
Yes, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely. And the different ranches there too
yeah,
are
Yeah.
wonderful. Montana is beautiful.
mm-hmm. Yeah. It's as they always say. It's it's an old cliche nowadays, especially from when that movie came out. But it's called your bucket list.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Yes.
but apart from the movie, it sincerely is in my bucket list.
Yeah. Well, Montana is interesting because right on the border of Idaho,
Mm-hmm.
we ran a bed and breakfast, and it was wonderful because people could go into Montana and or explore more of Idaho, like the Salmon River and things like that. So it was a perfect spot. And we used to have to go to Montana to get our groceries uh, if we were buying big quantities for the B&B. And it was just fun. It was just fun going there, even though we only went to Missoula. Um, the whole area, you look around and it's just so picturesque.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's amazing! It's amazing. There's so much to see.
I know.
And so
That's
little time.
true.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we gotta make the best of it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I told Joel, he's been talking about taking a vacation to Colorado. He's got his cousins out there, right? So I told him, I said, the thing is, if we go to Colorado, we're going to Arizona, we're going to Utah, we're going to all four corners of the states.
We
Because I want
got
my
a
kids
place
to
to
experience
stay when you come.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're going to. Oh,
You know-
yeah. Now we are going to.
us guys now, we've had our ill-spent years, been through life experiences, joys, tragedies, whatever. But now is the time. Now is the
Yeah.
time to
Yeah.
just grasp it.
Grasp what you
Oh.
can. Yeah.
Exactly. Sparkle.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that's what, and as you get older, you feel like, okay, what haven't I seen? What haven't I experienced? And, to me, where Tom and I are right now,
Mhm.
it's all about, we have an RV, the gas prices have kept us back, but we can still
Oh, yeah.
go by car, do some short visits, go through Arizona, check things out. And to me, that's like heaven. It's like I accomplished that much. Seeing the state I live in and really exploring the state I live in.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I've
amazing.
already explored mine. I don't need to explore mine anymore.
And Sedona and some of those special places, if you really want to see what it's like to be in the desert, you go up in the mountains, you just get these amazing views and amazing experiences, and it's great.
Oh, that's amazing. No,
Oh, yeah.
I'm always breath struck, you know, all the time. You know, I've mostly been on the East Coast and just gone up to the Midwest, a little
Yeah.
bit more northern part of the Midwest, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But
But
no,
even where you are, Colin,
mhm.
I lived, I lived in Virginia and DC for over 10 years.
Oh, you did?
And yeah, and
Oh,
Oh, wow, I didn't do that.
when I would take the time to um, look at some of the places I could go to that were historical and whatever, I started doing that, especially in
amazing.
Virginia, and it was amazing. I mean, I loved it. I saw about every possible, president's home and this and that. And oh my
Amazing.
God, it was great. And then Williamsburg and, you know,
Oh,
oh my gosh, having been in those areas gave me such a wonderful sense of being there that wasn't all about working in DC. And even though DC has all these great monuments and everything, and
mhm.
I'd seen them as a kid, I'd grown up with them, when I'd come to visit, and when I first moved to DC, but there was so much helter skelter with all the people on the streets and everybody hustling and bustling. I mean, I burned out. I totally burned out because
Mhm.
for me, it was just too much. Just to go 4 blocks from the subway to my office, it was this constant influx of people at my face or behind me or whatever. And it just got to be too much for me.
Yeah, it's definitely high intensity. That's for sure.
Yeah,
You
it
know.
is more
Yeah.
than people can imagine. Because
Yeah.
of it being a political state, because of it being, everything, it's like, the different countries come in, the state departments, all of the World Bank people, it's just an influx of a mishmash of everything. And when you're
And
going down the street, it's one thing to hear people going past you with English, and you can listen and go, "Ooh,
oh, it's kind of
I
crazy.
wonder what
It's
person
crazy.
what their story is." But you're accosted with all these different languages and all these different um, hypersensitivities coming at you,
Hey,
and
Gothos, Granny.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
And you know what, Sparkle? That's why I moved to the country.
Yeah.
I wasn't, in the depths of anything except for, just as a normal blue collar worker working among
Right.
our military in Fort Belvoir, you know, this, that, and the other, you
Yeah.
know, just doing my stuff. But
I know
you
Fort
know,
Belvoir.
yeah, and I decided after, you know, 19 years to move to the country,
Hmm.
and I've been out here now for 3 years.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
great.
but it's a nice little town, nice
It
little town.
is. It is.
Yeah,
It's a nice area. It really is. There are a lot of fun things you can do, and
I'm
I
actually.
love it. I kind of miss it, but I don't miss the hodgepodge. And
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
Sparkle.
I'm
No,
I'm
Sparkle.
glad I'm glad I had the experience, though.
Oh, absolutely. My God, I can't even imagine your experience from my mediocre experience. You know what I mean? Not to, you know, say
No, I
anything.
know what you're saying.
I
I know
worked
what
my ass
you're
off.
saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, but when I moved out of the cesspit or that environment into the country, even in my line of work, I got respite
Hmm.
and a little bit more tranquility,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
and
Yes.
just
I totally understand that.
and reflection.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the experience. You know, I serviced the house of generals. You know, all ranks of the military, all branches.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and even people who served in the Trump administration. You know, come back. You know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and good people, good people. Yeah, they were really good people.
Hi,
But
Gold Coast Granny.
I don't want to say too
How
much.
are you?
Hey, Gulf Coast, how you doing?
Colin, it's been a while. How are you, my dear?
Yeah, doing good. Haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah, kind of been hibernating. It's wintertime.
It seems like the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages since I saw you.
I know.
I think we all been hibernating. I've been doing the same.
I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I took a little bit of a hiatus from YouTube. I kind of
That's
need,
cool. You
I
have
needed
to
a little
do that.
break.
You have to do
Oh, yeah.
that sometimes. I can't even. I just can't keep up with everything. And it used to make me really crazy to the point where I was shaking every time I went to my phone.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? F this.
Well, with
I'm
me,
going to just pull back. Thank you very much. And just get a grip, relax, and say, you know what? It'll be there tomorrow.
Well,
I kind of been doing that too myself because, like, I used to be up like on Chatio's live, like everybody else's live. I'd be up there, right? So it's been like I've backed off, and like I've limited myself to only like 2 people's lives. I haven't gone live, honestly.
yeah.
The last time I went live was Sunday and today,
Mhm.
but for a while I haven't. But the thing is that with me, I've been watching some YouTube videos. Like I've been stuck on. If you guys heard of him, Patty Mayo. I've been stuck on, his stuff. And he's got another guy. It's Adventures something. It's about his name is Bounty Hunter D. I've been stuck on like those 2 channels the last 3-4 months, and they're interesting to watch. They are,
Yeah.
but that's what I've been stuck on. Like I really wouldn't watch really anybody else's channel. They pop up. I mean, they do a short, like Sparkle. You do a short, I hop up there and see your short. But like videos, I don't watch. It's just during the
It's
week I
hard.
back off of YouTube.
It's
Aubrey's
hard,
It
said like a marriage. Yeah. Yeah.
it's hard to keep up. It
Two seconds.
really is.
It is. It is. And my son has migraine headaches. He's had them since he was about 5. And he just turned
I know
he
those
just-
well.
he just turned 14 in December, and they got really bad. Really bad. And so I've kind of been fussing over him and we've been taking him back and forth to the neurologist to try to control them a little better. And I think we're on our way now with keeping him under control. He hasn't had one in about 2 weeks now. So that's
Good.
good. He was having 3 and 4 a week.
Oh, that's bad.
It
Oh,
was
I believe
terrible.
that. Those migraine
Yeah.
headaches are terrible.
Well, and
I've had them.
if he wasn't so little, he's a real small 14-year-old. He's only about 5'2", and he weighs less than 100 pounds. So what's so awful is just watching him in agony, being so, to me, he looks a little frail still, you know. He's still a little boy. He's still, you know, his voice has changed. He scared the crap out of me the other day. I was cooking dinner and he came up behind me and said, "Hey, Mom." And I'm like, "Who is in my kitchen?
Oh my gosh.
Who are you?" And what did you do with my son? But, you
Oh
know,
my God, that's funny.
that's my baby. He's number 7 of 7. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Bless your heart. Wow.
How's Poppy doing?
Poppy's doing well. He just he had surgery 2 weeks ago on his knee, and he's
yeah.
recovering so much better than we thought he would. Honestly, you know, he had
That's good.
he had a hip replacement. I I guess it's been 14 years ago now.
Wow.
That's what put him out of the military. He had to retire early. And so anyhow, it's been that many years since he's had a surgery. So we're doing pretty good with that. But yeah, he's walking around tomorrow. He's going to help me go out and clean up the backyard because it's gardening season now. And we're going to get the garden going again. And I'm very excited. It was 74 degrees here today, y'all.
That's
Where
crazy,
Are
right?
you, are you
It's
located?
snowing outside my house right now.
I'm
But
sorry,
here's the funny
Sparkle.
kicker. Here's the
Where are
funny
you
kicker.
located?
It's snowing
I'm in South
outside.
Mississippi.
It's snowing outside, but tomorrow's gonna be 50 degrees. Does that make any sense?
Mhm.
Wow. I don't know what it is right now.
Yeah.
Let me check. I'm kind of curious because
Well,
Oh, now she's in
go
the
ahead, Colin.
and torture us some
no,
more.
I was just going to say we were in the late 70s the other day, almost 80 actually.
No kidding. And you're in Virginia still, aren't you?
Yeah, Northern Virginia, and then the day after it was in the late 50s, which was nice. You still open your windows,
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah.
but,
Oh, yeah.
but tomorrow they're calling for like snow flurries.
Mhm.
Look at this.
Good, you get our snow, Colin, and we'll melt ours.
It is currently 70 degrees.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Oh my
Quiet.
gosh.
No, get that off my no. What's that?
That's
I don't know
crazy.
if
Mississippi.
last. Our last frost date is usually March 7th. And that's usually, I take that back. March 7th is the day I always plant tomatoes.
Hmm.
Oh,
So,
Now,
Ours?
when I lived south of Buffalo, New York,
mhm.
we never knew. We never knew when we were going to get snow.
Right.
And I can remember as a Girl Scout standing at the fire department in our little black pumps. Now, okay, this was back in the 60s.
Back in the day.
I was
And,
a Boy Scout.
day,
I was a Boy Scout.
and by the time we got to the town center, which was about 4 blocks, we were 1 inch in snow on Memorial Day.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Look at
That's
that.
crazy.
It was real crazy because we were not prepared. I mean, we're in these little skimpy uniforms and black pumps, and we're like,
Oh my gosh.
"Whee!"
Oh my gosh. Ooh, and y'all had to wear dresses,
Oh yeah, we had dresses.
and the wind was probably blowing and air conditioning everything.
Oh yeah. And thank God we had our hair sprayed with
Right.
the point of its death. you
Oh
know?
God, speaking of hair, Carla, look, I cut my hair off. I hate it.
Did
I hate it. I hate it. Look, it's been in a ponytail all day. I can't stand it.
it looks
I
good
love
though?
I
How
love
long?
it. I love
It's-
it.
It looks
It's
good.
big. It's poofy. It's big. It's huge, and
I
I'm
know.
not used to it.
It's
It
so
reminds me
That's
of the
how it's gonna
80s.
be.
You know,
I
back
know
in the
because
That's how
80s.
I'm gonna be when I ever decide to cut this off. I've been growing this since I had my son.
Well, mine
and
was
I'm
about
afraid
as
to
long
cut it.
as yours, and I'm going very gray. See up there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
me
I
too.
gotta dye mine again. I
And
have
I'm
to dye
just-
mine.
I'm not doing it. I am not doing it.
I'm
I
dyeing
earned
mine.
every one of these white suckers, and by goodness, the world is going to know that I'm an old
I'm
lady.
dyeing mine.
Honey,
And
Nope, I'm
it
dyeing
is a
mine.
crown. It is a crown of glory.
That is exactly
Yeah.
right.
Wisdom.
I have raised 7 children,
knowledge.
and by goodness, like I said, I've earned every one of them.
Girl, you deserve a
But
medal.
I love that look, though. I love that cut. I
Oh,
love
thank you,
I
thank
do. I like
you.
the cut too.
It's going to take
Makes
me a
you
while to
younger.
get used to it.
it.
Thank you.
When did you cut?
But it's really what I think I need to do is go back and have her thin it.
Or
You know,
layer it.
maybe layer it some more. Well, it's really layered back there, believe it or not. See, it's layered all the way to here,
Oh my
but
God.
not up here. I want it more
It does look
up
poofy.
here.
You-
And I think I'm going to tell her to
It
give me
does look
bangs.
there you go. Do you know how much I would die for that hair?
Yeah, I say
Me too.
leave it like sparkle.
That
I would
thickness?
say leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Natural. Leave it alone.
Well, and here's the
It looks
interesting
good.
thing. The older I've gotten, the curlier it's gotten. My hair was so straight when I was young. It was like Carla's. It was straight. And now I'm like, where did this stuff come from?
Yeah.
What happened?
Now, when I cut my hair shorter, it does get a little bit more bouncier, like yours does. Now, I've grown mine out to like since I had my son. I tried growing it out for 5 years, and I've cut it like up to like maybe here. Then I grew it out longer, and it's like I did have it cut recently, but I've had it layered. But the thing is that I'm debating on when like springtime comes, should I go back to my natural cut, which is shoulder length, and then layer the fuck out of it?
Right.
It would, it would bounce nice. Even if I don't brush it or nothing, it bounces nice.
Right.
But the thing that's been helping me, the shampoo that's honestly been helping me is that Tresemme that has the biotin in it. That's what's been helping me do this.
Oh, okay.
But
it's very shiny and pretty.
Can't find it in stores. You can't find it in stores. You have to buy it off of Amazon.
Oh.
They don't sell it anymore. So I have to buy mine off of Amazon. So I'm paying $20 for the shampoo and the conditioner. Well, the reason why it's shiny, plus I washed it today. But I'm willing to pay for it. But I'm thinking about changing it.
The other one I've heard people talk about is called Hair and Mane, and it's a horsetail.
Yeah. I've heard of that before.
And my sister, who has alopecia, she swears by it.
No kidding. I got to put it back up, y'all. It's driving me crazy.
But I noticed my hair being longer. Now, Charlotte, since when your hair's been long, when your hair was longer, was your hair falling out more?
Well, I think I probably noticed it a lot more because it was long. And
yes,
when I would get in the shower, and wash my hair, I would have a handful of hair.
Yes.
And I'd have to get it off my hands. And I washed this just yesterday and I didn't notice that. But of course, it's not long enough to get tangled around my hands anymore. So I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know if it was the same amount that I normally do. And of course, look, being of a certain age woman, things start happening that don't happen when you're younger.
I don't want my hair falling out.
And well, you're not at that age yet, I don't think, Carla.
I don't want my hair. My hair's been. I've noticed it. It could be just stress, but I've noticed when I take a shower, like a couple strands fall. Like when you go like this in the shower. And they just come out. Yeah. Now that did happen to me when my hair was really long. Yeah. And and when I say really long, I mean like 4 days ago before I got it cut. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons I wanted it cut shorter, because it took longer to take care of. It took longer to wash. It took more shampoo. It took just energy. Yeah. And my shoulder hurts a lot now. I don't know what I've done to it, but holding my hands up to wash my hair, holding that shoulder up is not pleasant. So I, hurt myself trying to take a shower. Hurt myself. What I regret is because I've been dying to get my hair to grow down to my goal waist, down to my butt. It's not even there yet. It's probably about this much off. And it's like, I want to get it down there, all the way down to my butt part. But it's like, that's been my goal for like,
and then do what?
I just want it like,
do you want to just leave it there or?
Yeah, leave it there. And then after I leave it there, I want to kind of like, layering it up real good and stuff like that. But I'm debating on if I do cut it, am I going to regret that I cut my long hair? That's what I'm debating on.
Well, that's where I was just the other day. And it was so crazy because I walked in the salon and I'm like, oh God, do I really want to do this? Because, I usually wear it in a bun or in a clip and nobody knows how long my hair is usually. Once in a great while, I'll take it down and people go, oh my God, look at all that hair, But
I've seen it.
I just, for whatever reason, I sat down in that chair and I said, I need a new me. I'm bored with this mess. It's about to be summertime. And my hair's so thick that when I'm working in the garden, it feels like I've got a wool beanie on. And it's miserable. So I decided to
but the thing is with,
off.
with me, okay, I don't have with now. Here's a funny thing. After I had my son Joseph, before I even had him, my hair was thin and oily. After I had him, it was still the same way. When I had my youngest Jax, my hair texture changed. It's still thin, but it felt thicker. It felt more, like I had a body to it, had a life to it, not as much oily.
Right.
So it's like I'm afraid to kind of cut it. And I'm thinking, will it get back oily? Will it get back? I have to wash it every other day. Like I can get by washing this every couple of days, not every other day.
Right.
Like every couple of days.
Right.
Like I washed my hair today, so I would be I'm gonna have to wash this Sunday because I'll be out by a fire tomorrow. But like normally, if I'm not going by my stepdad's house and sitting by a fire, I can wash it Monday night or Tuesday night until I can't take it no more of how it looks and how it feels on me. Like I would push.
You know what? I've always had fairly dry hair, but when I was younger, I probably washed it every other day, right? And now that I'm older and getting wrinkles and everything's drying up, my skin, my hair, everything, I don't have to wash my hair but once a week now. Unless I'm working in the garden or I'm doing something that, makes me like sweaty or dirty or whatever. Yeah. That's funny, Aubrey. That's funny.
You're funny.
But and that's been a good thing because honestly, I think it's not good for your hair to wash it all the time and put products in it all the time. And because I always let my hair air dry. I never put heat on my hair.
That's what I do too.
Once
the blue moon, I put heat in my hair. Once in the blue moon.
Yeah. So
I own a hair dryer, but once in the blue moon, I do it, and I dye my hair. But I only dye it. I would say the last time I dyed my hair, when the hell was that? It was sometime last year. I gotta dye it again, but it was sometime last year. Colin, matter of fact, you were on here, so it's been months since I dyed my hair.
Do you remember that, Colin?
Vaguely.
Months.
But
it's been months. Because I remember you texted me and you commented me, says, don't ever change your hair color. I remember you commenting me.
Oh, no.
I
always say, Karen, keep your hair
black. But I like that. Yeah. Because I changed it from a different color to this color.
And when you have
obviously.
When you have fine hair like she does, it gives it some more texture and body. I think when you color your hair, it makes it more manageable. I think.
I went to a barber shop today.
Yeah.
Some guy, I was on there for about, these guys, these Filipino girls and they're amazing. They take their time doing the job. I was on there for about half an hour, but this other guy was in the seat next to me. And he must have been getting I don't know what he was getting done, but he had protectors around his ears.
Oh my.
And they must have been dyeing his hair. You know what I mean? So but he was there even before I left, and wow, who knows? But anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Yeah, I don't like to color my hair at all. I never did really like it. I just did it because, my daughters talked me into it back when it started turning gray. They're like, Mom, you're too young to have gray hairs. And this is my older daughters who are probably starting to get grays now.
Gray is beautiful.
You know what I did when I started getting the grays? I started using the silver spray. So I could get more of it. And it just glistened. It made me feel great.
Right.
So now I just use like the purple sprays or the blue sprays. Just and giggles. But when I saw those grays, I always had what I call a skunk streak in the front. And my previous husband used to call it my Jay Leno streak because
I remember that.
Hair and he had that.
He had that one white spot right there. Yeah,
that's what I had. And, so as it was, doing whatever it was doing, and I started getting some gray and whatever, I just took that silver spray and sprayed it, and I felt like $1,000,000.
I should get some of that.
Yeah.
I can see it.
'Cause I told my hairdresser the other day,
It's so
My-
fun.
mine is starting in the top, and I have stripes down the
Mine
side.
did too. Yeah.
And all the underneath, of course, if you look at it right here, I mean, there's some salt and pepper in there, but it doesn't look like it on camera. It
Right.
looks
Good.
brown. Like my normal-
Well, that's where
But if-
that spray is fun, because you can then decide where you want to
where you want it.
and it's like so freaking cool. You can get white, purple, all these colors, and I just play with it. I'm 72 years old, and I'm like, okay, make
Girl, you don't
me
look
look a
32.
little
I thought you were
different.
42.
You look great. You look great.
I thought you were 42.
You know what?
I didn't know you were
As
72.
a guy said to me a few weeks ago, he said, "It's wisdom and knowledge."
That's right. That's what it is.
Yeah, and
That's what
that's
everybody
true.
says. Yeah.
Wisdom, knowledge, and experience.
I walked
I always
wisdom
say-
knowledge right here.
Exactly, Charlotte.
If someone asks me how old I am, I say chronologically or attitudinally.
Gray and
That's
bald.
great. That's great.
You stupid.
Aubrey said men have two options, gray or bald. Oh boy.
I love Aubrey.
Hey,
He's funny.
exactly.
Well, that's kind of the women's option too. I mean, if we're lucky enough to live to be older, then we get the benefits of being
Yes.
older. So,
Nope.
Amen.
There's no bald
Amen.
for me in my category.
I prefer to go gray instead of
Like
the alternative.
Oh,
I'd rather go gray than bald.
Good
Because I
day.
know with gray, I can dye it.
You can play with the gray, you can play with the colors, whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. Bald.
And that's
Yes.
what I love.
And the great thing about that spray is it's temporary and it doesn't damage your hair.
It just washes out.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
wash it up.
I mean, that's what I did.
I see that lavender
with the
tint there.
blue.
Is it lavender?
Yeah, and then I put blue over it.
I love it.
And, yeah, and it's gonna wash out, so works for me.
You look sharp, Sparkle. Yeah.
Thanks, honey.
Yeah, but she said she's 72 years
Yeah.
old. That woman looks like she's 42.
I know,
think you
right?
look 72.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
what
you
I'm saying.
were 42.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I never thought you were.
Thank God.
I thought you were
Yeah.
young.
Well,
Well,
like
you
I
are
say, my
young.
bones know my
Right.
age.
Yeah, the
My
balls
head
too.
Yeah.
See, I'm still momming over here. After I get rid of these little urchins, I'm going to start acting the age I feel instead of the age I'm supposed to be.
There you are. There
But you know
are,
what, Charlotte?
darling.
You're gonna feel like you're 20 more years than your actual age is after the.
I might.
I'm really
I told my son the other day, I said, he was having some trouble in one of his classes. And I said, look, failing is not an option.
Yeah.
You are
Exactly.
not going to live in this house one day longer than I have to parent you.
Oh, good for you, Mama.
I said,
Yeah.
That's
You
a
are
good answer there, though.
graduate, you're going to go to college, and you're going to get a job and get the heck out.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Shit,
You
turn
know,
70 today, my
time
cat.
for the birds to
Oh,
fly.
the pressure.
Look, I've got this morbid fear of having a 35-year-old son in my living room
Exactly.
with a neck beard and no job, and I'm
Not happening. Not
The
happening.
clutching straps.
and I'm going to tell you
I
what,
told my oldest son.
that's not
I told my
happening.
oldest son. He kept telling
So-
me, he keeps saying,
No.
"I'm not going to college." I said, "Well, then when you turn 17 or 18, you have a choice. You can either go to college or get a job.
Or
You don't
get a
do either
job.
one of those, you're gone."
My
You know,
mother saw
college
me.
or
Carla, guys, my mother saw me out of the house when I was 17 and a half
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
because I'd already, chose, my way in life, and probably, so a lot of it was good, but a lot of it was not to my mom's interest,
Right.
Makes
And
sense.
so she says, "You know what, son? Make your own way." Boom.
Wow.
Yeah.
When my
And
middle daughter was
Wow.
19 years old. Hey, Jules.
Hey,
Hi, Annie.
And now
Woo,
this has
we're
been a
back.
while ago. She's 30 something now, 33. But when she was 19, she was carousing and had a job in a bar, and she come home drunk driving. And
Oh, damn.
and well, she didn't get to do it but twice. Well, at least not under my roof. And
Okay.
because I told her, I said, okay, you got a choice to make. You can either live by the rules in this house, or you can find another place to live.
There you go.
She says, are you kicking me out? I said, no, I'm giving you a choice. And
Your choice will lead to a consequence, and that consequence might be you're having to move out because of the choice you made.
exactly. And
Exactly.
and not only that, but I took her off of our insurance and made her get her own insurance policy because I wasn't going to be responsible for her silly choices.
Right.
Right.
And I was not going to pay the consequences of her drunk driving and hurting somebody else.
Right.
yeah. Proper
I
organ.
wanted that all to be on her shoulders and not mine. And I would have hated for something like that to happen. And I'm so glad that she she basically, once she moved out, I can't tell you how many times she would call and say, can you come get us? We're at such and such a place. And I'm like, oh, no driving? She goes, well, no, Mom. I learned my lesson. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. You're having to pay for the insurance now. So you don't want to do that, So,
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
but that's always been my policy. They can live here as long as they want to follow the rules. But I don't care if they're 65.
Exactly.
They live in my house. They're going to be home at midnight, period.
Your house, your rule.
Yeah. I was,
Right?
you know, I
Lock
was,
your doors.
I was disciplined very well, back in the old days. I don't mean, well, we can go into it, but when I saw a great form of discipline is when, in the 80s, when a retired Marine who actually went out of, one Marine, always a Marine, but he then studied, law, and he was an attorney at law in Ashland, Pennsylvania. Him and his wife, or he and his wife, brought me out of Northern Ireland because there was a conflict going on in Northern Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought me at 12 years old, 1986, and they brought me to that coal mining town in Ashland, Pennsylvania. And they taught me a lot,
Yeah.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, and the time I stayed there, and God rest their souls, Bob and Helene McLaughlin, that was their names, and they've passed on now. But wow, they were amazing people, amazing
Nice.
people.
I'm glad you had that kind of introduction. That is awesome.
Right. It
Yeah,
is. Very
yeah.
awesome.
Really awesome.
Yeah, that was totally amazing. Yeah.
Jules, you look so pretty. You always look so pretty.
Sparkle. Yeah.
No, Jules, but Sparkle
Oh,
too. But I was
Jules.
talking to Jules.
Thank you, Lord. You are you're such a joy, and you're so brilliant, and you smile, and you're such a good mama. You're
Thank
a
you,
great
my dear.
lady.
Thank you.
Both of these ladies,
second that.
all three of you, y'all have a light inside you that it just lights you up. You have good auras.
Thank you. How are
I
you doing?
love auras.
It's been a real rough. It's been rough, but I'm doing good. I have a warm place to sleep every night, and I'm fed, and
Amen.
And that's the beginning of a climb up,
exactly. I'm
Yeah.
content. Well,
and that's always the best.
And
I agree.
Jules, I feel for you because I know what you're going through physically, and I feel it. I understand it, and I give a lot of praise to you for the different times you come on the panels or do your lives. I wish you do more of
I
your
know.
baking
My
lives.
health slows me down a lot.
But
with
I
that
know
one.
your health slows you
That
down.
and technical
and
issues, not having the storage on my phone, and
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel for you physically, and I understand it, and I just send you whatever healing I can, and love, and
it's
all the
much appreciated and much
Amen.
needed. And
Jules, you're the best.
definitely. Oh, I love you guys. It's been a really
Jules,
rough
if
week.
you ever if
and,
you ever want to
I'm
have long
exhausted.
distance healing, Jules, contact me because I can do that.
Okay.
All right.
I got to message you anyway because we had to talk about them brownies we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
I love brownies. I love brownies.
It involves you're gonna have to purchase some mesh bags though, and they go inside.
Not a
No,
problem.
but I mean, like,
And you need an
brownies.
ice chest full of ice. Charlotte's
No
cracking
problem.
everywhere.
Well, guys,
Charlotte, how you been? I know you said you've been dealing with your son and migraines are horrible.
they're bad. And the smaller the kids are, I think the worse it is. You know, as I told you, he'd been having them since he was 5.
Poor little guy.
And it's been rough on him. But and I chose to
You wanna
quit
know what I found
smoking a
out?
week before Wesley had surgery, which was a really dumb idea.
I didn't know he had surgery. I've been so absent. Like my meds, they stuck me on time released ropinirole, and so that's for my restless leg syndrome. And that medicine will knock me out, and it hits me at like the worst freaking time.
Yeah.
And I've tried adjusting it, taking it at different times, but it
Right.
takes about 2 hours to even kick in.
You got to be
So,
honest.
like I have to really plan. Like, oh, it's getting close to bedtime. I better take my meds. And then
Right.
if I want to join a live stream that's late at night, I'm just like,
Oh yeah, you got to be honest.
You're there in your dreams, right?
right. Or just snoring on my pillow,
what I found out?
drooling while everybody laughs at
Drooling
me.
a little bit.
I found this something recently.
Exactly.
I found this something recently with my youngest son.
That's the way it works.
I found
Sorry.
Hold on, wait. I found
He's
that's
doing-
okay. I found out we took him in for testing a couple weeks ago. A week ago. He's been walking around the house past couple of years. It hasn't really been bad. Where you could be saying something to him and you will see his eyes go like that. Like he's dozing off.
Your
So we
little
got him
guy?
tested. They're saying yes.
Narcolepsy.
They sat there and said that he's thank you. He's got epilepsy and seizures. So
Epilepsy.
he's on
That's a
medication.
little different from narcolepsy, for
How
sure.
about narcolepsy?
Epilepsy. No,
Yeah,
epilepsy.
he's having many seizures.
Narcolepsy.
Yeah.
Epilepsy.
That's where there's different
He
kinds of
has-
seizures. Like you can have the kind that makes your body seize up, or you can have the kind that makes you look like you're just spaced out.
Yeah, the narcolepsy
Yeah.
is
That's what he's
where
doing.
you're sort of spaced out, but it doesn't affect the nervous system like epilepsy does. And the narcolepsy.
Well, the funny thing is, that's what confuses me because the only time I've seen him do okay, his school got a hold of me and they're like, well, Jax one time was sitting there doing something and he just collapsed on the ground. And they asked me if I've ever seen him do that at home. I've never seen him do that at home. Now, the only thing I've seen him do is that, like, okay, I'm gonna put an example. Well, there was a couple things that he did here. Like he'll be sitting there playing around or something, all of a sudden he would just collapse. But he'll get back up, back to normal. But one day, and this kind of got me. My kitchen table, you guys see my long white one, was over here by the wall where I'm sitting. I'm over here plugging in my son's tablet, my oldest son's tablet. Jax walks over here and is calling my name. You see my counter right here?
Yeah.
He turned and my back is to him because I'm facing this wall like I am right now. He
Right.
turned and he bashed his eye right on the corner of that counter.
Oh,
Whoa.
My husband came home, took him straight to the emergency room. He's fine. He got stitches and stuff. He's fine, but that is part of it. He's hurting himself, like that. And it's like I feel bad as a mom. Like, I feel like I'm bad. I'm like abusing my own child. I'm not hurting him.
Right,
It's just that
right.
his body himself.
Yeah.
But we got him on
Yeah.
medication now. He's on medication now.
Yeah, it's
And
not,
it's helping
that's
him out.
not your fault. It's not your
Yeah,
fault.
but the thing is, I asked his doctor, I'm like, did something happen when I was pregnant? And they asked me about my pregnancy. How was your pregnancy? My pregnancy was great. There was no problems with the pregnancy, nothing. The only thing is when, thank God I did do the C-section, listening to my actual doctor. He sat there and told me since I had a C-section, thank God, rest his soul. He said, since I had a C-section, my oldest, I should have another one. Okay, I did what he said. Now, thank God I did, because when he went in to get Jax out, the rope was around his neck, but it wasn't tight. It was loose.
Yeah.
So he said if I did push, that would have choked him.
Yeah, that
So
happened
he was
to
like
all
happy.
three of
He's
my
like,
kids. They all had the cord
So I
wrapped
was
around their
told
neck
that.
a couple of times, and they were turning blue.
We're all born
he
with
said that they didn't have it.
deficiencies, you know.
Yeah, they
Oh,
twist
yeah.
and turn
But I
and
just-
flip and flop in
some-
there until they get too big too. But once they do,
Oh, he was all over the
cord's
place.
already
in my
around
stomach.
their neck at
Jax-
that point.
And I missed that. That's one thing I miss about being pregnant, feeling the baby just.
Oh,
move,
I don't.
kick. I love it.
I'm sorry.
That I miss.
He's like, fuck that. Been
Tom-
there, done that too many times.
It's
Yeah,
really
no.
cool the
Joseph
first
was
2 or
like,
3 times, and then after that, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, 3 was enough for me. I did have a miscarriage right after, but my last one
Oh,
was
I'm
like
sorry.
a year or 2 after. But I was on so many meds, it was for the best. Like,
Yeah.
honestly,
makes
that
sense.
baby would not have been born normal.
Right.
Natural course of action, I guess. My mother-in-law at the time actually had the audacity to call me the day after I had the miscarriage, and I had it at home. You know, it was horrible. I was alone the majority of the time. It was so painful. And yeah, husband couldn't handle it. He's a ninny. Anyway, so I got a call from her the next morning. I'm thinking, oh, she's calling to check on me, right? And one of the first things out of her mouth was, I have a question for you. I said, well, what's that? She's like, did you really have a miscarriage or did you have an abortion? I'm like, oh, no, you didn't.
Oh,
you
did.
did not just ask me that question. I was furious. I said, how dare you? You should know me better than that by now.
The gonads on that.
You know that I would never do that. I would probably even have to argue with myself if my life was in danger to do something like that. I can't believe you asked me that. I am so hurt and I'm extremely angry with you right now. So I need to go. And I hung up on her.
I would have disowned her right there.
And I told her, I told my husband, I told Roy, I said, you're not going to believe what your mother did today. He's like, and you could tell I was upset. Like, I was fiery pissed. I was exhausted. I couldn't even stand up, Here she is. Like, bet you did not just ask me that question.
That was really nervy.
Wow.
Just like, not that it's any of your business to begin with,
right?
But you know that I would not do that, and how dare you ask me that?
Right.
Did Roy snap on his mother for that?
Oh, that's the only time I've ever seen him go against his mother on anything or stand up to her about anything.
Wow.
I was there when he called her, and he said, did you he put her on speakerphone. He goes, I heard you called Julie today. You had a conversation with her. Because did you really just ask her if she aborted the baby? And she's like, well, it's kind of ironic how, she was stressed out about being pregnant again. Well, yeah, I was working full time. I had a kid in diapers, my youngest, my baby. I would not do that. And he's like, don't you ever talk to my wife or to bring this up again to her, or talk to her about this again. He goes, I can't believe you would think she would do that. Cannot believe that. He goes, I've never, ever talked to you disrespectfully. He said, but you went over the line this time, Mom. This was too much.
Wow.
He goes, I'm upset. He goes,
That
you
is
never
so
talk to her
great
again like
that
that.
he's stood up for
He's
you.
like, I will never talk to you again.
Wow.
I was like,
That's the only respect I had for Roy, just for that.
Yeah,
Everything else,
that's about it.
right?
He's not a monster. He's a narcissist, and he doesn't know it, and he won't own it, and he won't go get help.
Right.
That's a hard life.
Yeah. He needs
Yeah.
help. He needs to heal the inner child that's broken inside of him from having a very abusive father and his dad abandoning him when he was a little boy and being subjected by step siblings that were brutal and being bullied. And I can totally see why he's got some issues, you know.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's okay to mistreat somebody, especially your wife or your
That's
husband.
right. That's right.
Exactly.
It's not okay. Go get help.
Agreed on that
After
one.
24 years,
Right.
really? No, I'm not putting up with that. Especially after you know what my first husband put me through. You know, how dare you? No, I'm not okay with this.
Yeah.
Walk by.
Wow.
Nope.
Yeah, it's been a rough week though, and I'm exhausted emotionally. And not only am I still trying to close this chapter, because he's making that very difficult. It's been a week from now.
Honey,
I've got
I'm
my daughter is going through a divorce now.
Oh no.
And so both of us are like got this same energy going on, and we're like trying to hold each other up and cry on each other's shoulders and
Right.
buoy each other up and be there for each other. But she's really going through hell too. So
I'm sorry,
It's hard.
Jules.
That
it's
sucks.
life. You know, I mean, I'm there are lessons that will make you stronger.
The
Can
the
you and your daughter, can you and your daughter
I hear you.
spend some time listening to some really soothing music and just take that moment to say, for this period of time, I'm not going to think about anything else.
I listen to the meditation music at night sometimes. She's still kind of in denial and is wanting him back,
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's okay, Aubrey.
wanting an answer too, you know, and she's not getting very far. And she's just really tore up right now. She
Yeah.
doesn't
It's hard.
understand. I mean, when your husband tells you, I'm not attracted to you anymore, you know, you got fat and you know I'm not attracted to fat women. And
Now I can say my husband never said that to me. I can say that.
well, Roy never said anything like that to me either. I mean, it's like as awful as he's been sometimes, like he never. Hell, I was almost
And Cassie's beautiful. She's
50
gorgeous.
pounds when I met Roy.
Yeah.
She is gorgeous, but she's extremely self-conscious about herself right now, and that's why he said it, I'm sure.
Oh
He
yeah.
must have probably really
I
meant
said it
through
to hurt her.
Shallow and-
It's like a
I've
it's
been
like a
through that.
dagger. It's
My
like a
ex-
dagger in the heart. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what it was
Exactly.
to her.
My
and-
ex-boyfriend has said that to me. He has sat here and told me, he goes, I like women with thicker legs. You're too skinny. You're not pretty. My ex-boyfriend said that to me.
Me
Thank God
too,
he's
Aubrey.
dead. Because I would have had a lot of people that wanted to kill him. Sorry. But
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
But it's
no.
true.
They should no. You build each other up. You don't tear each other down. Come on.
Right.
You probably if you
Now,
got an
he's
issue,
done so much
discuss it.
stuff. He's done so much stuff to me that where my brother was out stalking, like being an investigator in a way. My brother was. He was watching where I went. He knew where I went. My brother did. He knew where I was. He followed everywhere I went just to keep an eye on me. I never knew he did until later on. He told me, he's like, I knew you were
Yeah.
here.
I don't think
here.
Roy's ever actually
there.
followed me, but he stalked my social media, and
My brother stalked my ass.
oh yeah, he's
my brother
popped it like
My
he used
brother
to-
did.
He used to show up behind me when I'd be on a live stream, and he'd mean mug everybody. He'd try
I've
to pick a
seen that.
fight with all the guys, and then you'd be like,
I seen
that
him
dude?
do that a
"Who's
couple of
that dude?"
times.
Like so jealous and possessive, and
Oh
just
my goodness.
felt like I couldn't breathe, man. I felt
I've
suffocated,
seen that.
and I'm like,
Yeah, that's not good.
this
No.
what? These are people I'll probably never meet and I never see, and what are you
Right.
worried about? On my Facebook,
Yeah,
all
he's-
my high school alumni friends, he sent most of
Yeah.
them friend requests. He's even sent some of my YouTube friends requests. I'm surprised none of y'all have gotten a friend request. He's actually blocked me. He did that today.
If I don't know
but
who you are, I don't. I'm very.
that's okay. I'm
I'm
okay with it.
very strict with that.
Guys, I
It's
could tell you
10%,
something.
man.
Guys, I could tell you something, but I don't really want to share it on a live.
Do you want to go
chat.
private? Do you want to go private and share it?
It's up to you guys. You know, it's
Because we could do that. Because I'm going to end this anyways. So
sure I
I'm
could
gonna
go
end it anyways. We can go
gun ho
private.
I could go gun ho and share it, but it's just, you know, from my perspective, you know, I live in a small town, right? I don't think I should share it on here.
Well,
But- Well,
let's
where
go
you got
private,
that,
'cause I'm gonna
dude.
end this
You know,
anyway.
you know how it is. I mean, you don't want to get nobody riled up or nothing.
No, it's just you know, it's just, you know, like Jules was talking about, you know, everybody else is talking about, you know, just these, you know, from a male and female perspective,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Shut up, Aubrey.
you know, me as, you know, just innocent person, just, you know what I mean, just want to fucking, you know, go have a beer, this, that, and the other. But the obstacles
And then Alex,
that I came against,
Mm-hmm.
where are we? Who left?
where did Sparkle go?
Oh, she'll be
Night,
Sparkle.
Sparkle, you going to
She'll
bed?
probably be back.
She might have clicked the wrong button or something. Maybe her thing died.
If she did, I can always send her the link. But yeah, let's go
It's
private
just-
because I mean we're getting too deep into our personal, and I really don't want this on YouTube. I might
Good night,
end it
Alex.
this anyways. But I thank you guys for
always
hopping
good
up here. I
conversation.
really appreciate it. Huh?
Always great conversation. That's for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Aubrey,
But
grab
we're
the
gonna go
link.
private.
and
We're
come
gonna
up and
talk a
say
little
hi
bit.
before we go
Yeah.
off.
What did you
Whoever
say?
wants to.
Night, Alex. Yeah, you
Hell,
know,
he's
I
fair.
just
All right.
toxic people are not good for my
Hold on.
health.
I'm gonna end this. I'll see you guys. Thank you for being in the chat. I'll talk to you guys later.